Hey, how's it going? Hopefully everything's working. When I, opened up OBS, basically all of my, settings were just changed randomly. Very fun times, very cool, very cool. Like, application audio was just, not actually capturing, and, things are fun. Hey, what's up? So, we're gonna be getting through the portion of Eden that we're actually able to finish right now, and then getting back to the MSQ. And man, I got like 0 sleep. Which actually, now that I think about it, how the hell am I getting back to the spot where you do the Eden thing? I was just following the quest before, I don't actually remember the middle of yeah, it really is, but no, my normal level of sleep deprivation is like that's a baseline. This is a couple of notches above. Okay, where the hell is this NPC to actually, get you over to the Eden spot? I do not know. I'm just gonna have to look it up, I guess. And I need to make a tweet about being live, goddamn. Wait, hold up. What did they even call the, what did they actually even call the hovercraft in English? I can't remember. Because I do remember it was Sky Slipper. Might need to go to where the hovercraft is. Okay, I'm just gonna look it up. Oh, it's in Amalan. Yep, that's right. Thank you. Yo, what up, Ted? But where in Amalan? That guy does the gear trade. Is any of this stuff actually good? Should be on the map. Somewhere in the south. Yeah, this was a large miscalculation on my part for leaving the Eden area without actually remembering how to get there. I, like, totally skimmed over it. I think it was, like, before they had you go out to, like, what the fuck is that? I don't see anything listed. Man, this is how you know I'm, like, actually tired. Down there at the bottom? Oh, it's all the way... Oh, it's all the way down there. Yep. There it is. Man, I would have never found that. I don't think I used that once. In all the time leading up to that. Yeah, if they told me about this, I completely skimmed over it. Yup. I completely forgot that this is where that was. Okay. Bit of a massive detour, but we made it. We did it, right? I mean, one-to-one Japanese is an incredibly wooden language like all other Asian languages. Okay, I mean, the thing is that you do need to do proper localization, like, you do need to localize things. However, that doesn't mean that you could just change whatever the hell you want. And also, that person is just fucking... both, like, massively... linguistically ignorant, and also just kinda racist. Trying to claim that East Asian languages are somehow, like, less expressive is ridiculous. Okay. From the environmental ether, I can feel all of the etheric attributes working, stagnant ether. Looks like the restoration of the world through Eden is going well. Yay. Oh, huh? I'm just gonna say you did it. I know all I did was cause problems the whole way through, but I'm really glad it worked.
理論上は可能でした。しかしそれは想像を絶するほどの困難を伴う道のり。成し遂げられたのはあなたの強い信念があればこそ。
It was always possible in theory, however, to actually see this unimaginably difficult task through is the result of your dedication and conviction.
リーン、お前の決意が皆を、そして世界を動かしたんだ。よくやったな。
Ah, okay. 動かしたんだ. I would probably go with change here. Like, what you've done has changed the world and all of us. You did a wonderful job.
このまま人脈を通じて世界中に変化が広まってくれればいいのだけれど。
I just hope that these effects continue to, or spread through the, ley lines and all around the world.
今は
Might not
と
do
にか
that.
く待ちましょう。大地に
Eh,
は
all we can
私
do
たち
for
の
now is
休
wait.
息が必要です。
The land needs its time to rest, and so do we.
もう、焦ってはいないようだな、リン。以前のお前なら、もっと頑張れると、意地になって、無理をしていたところだ。
You really don't seem, I mean, I would probably... Anxious here is probably good for... Asetteru. But, you know, it's like she just seems confident, calm. You know, the past you would have just kept pushing yourself and pushing yourself even harder. She's actually willing to say, all we can do is wait.
でも今回の霊気
My
を
done
通じ
here,
て
my
学
job
ぶ
here is
ことが
done.
できたんです。誰も一人では完璧には生きられないんだって。
Still, ah, God, Mizuku is every time it shows up, I have no idea what to do for it. She is just saying, like, I don't have enough experience, I am immature. You can maybe just say immature. But through everything here, I've learned something. Nobody can do everything perfectly on their own. Or nobody can truly be alone.
私はこれまで多くの人に助けられてきました。だからこれからの人生は他人に迷惑をかけず多くの人を救える立派な人になりたいと考えていました。
Man, Eden really just has been every single most annoying to translate Japanese expression back to back to back. Kill me. Up until now, so many different people have helped me in my life, so what I want to do is become someone who won't cause problems for others, but can help other people with theirs.
でもそれはとても傲慢な考えだったのではないかと、ふとそう思ったんです。
But I've also learned that that thought itself is incredibly arrogant.
さっきの疑似神下ろし、氷神の憑依には成功しましたが、やっぱり暴走してしまって、ガヤがいなかったら、私の意識は戻ってこられなかったかもしれません。
Okay, I succeeded in the pseudo-invocation. and became a vessel for the goddess of ice. But I couldn't control it, and if Gaia wasn't there, I would have lost my myself, my
それは
consciousness.
お互い様でしょ。私だってリーンの呼びかけがなかったらあのまま目覚めなかったかも。
That makes two of us, though. I mean, if Lynn, if you hadn't woken me up, or if you hadn't called out to me, I never would have woken up.
そう。二人ともそうなんです。私もガヤも一人では不安で心細くて誰かの助けなしでは生きられないけど。
This is very on the nose. Okay. Yeah, the two of us. Gaia, he and you are both... like anxious, lonely, and needed to rely on other people's help,
だったら
but
無理に背伸びしなくても二人で助け合えばいいだけなんじゃないかってそう思ったんだけど。
this is called codependency. But you know, I thought instead of trying too hard to be something that we're not, you know, why don't we just help out each other? That's called codependency, child. This is a very bad idea.
迷惑かな？
God, and now it's just Meokukana. That'd just be annoying to you. Wouldn't that just be a bother? You wouldn't, would you? I would go with like maybe would you mind?
これから迷惑かけるけどいいなんていちいち許可取る人がいるかしら。リーンが今したいようにすればいいじゃない。
なんて。Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's fine. You don't need to get permission for every little thing. You just do what you want.
それを私が迷惑だと感じたなら今すぐにだっていなくなるわ。私もしたいようにするだけよ。
If I found that annoying, I would have already left by now. And, you know, I'm just doing whatever I want to. Just being, you know, okay, backing off. It's like if I find that a bit in the ass, I'll just leave.
明日もそばにいるんじゃないかしら。ついでに私もリーンに迷惑かけるかもね。
Okay, and now they're actually using they're talking about tomorrow. Bro, I'm way too tired to make this sound even remotely natural. But this also is weird. Okay, don't mind being a bother. It's be together. We're gonna be together tomorrow. You know, and I might annoy you too, right back or something like that. Okay, they're friends now.
はい、お願いします。
Yeah, yay. Just take off that ridiculous makeup. Get me out of here. Get me out of here.
それではアムアレーンに帰還しましょう。属性が戻りつつあるとはいえ万全ではありません。 この地に長居は無用です。
Okay, let's go back down the lane. Although the taking off that makeup is a monkey's paw situation. I mean, yeah, like, clearly her facial structure and those, specifically her lips, are just fucking massive. It's just kind of insane. But, I mean, it just kind of looks ridiculous, bro. Shouldn't stay here for too long, you know, even though the attributes of ether are coming back. Not perfect.
サンクレッド
Anchored.
大丈夫だ、行こ
I'm fine, let's go. I mean, all of it's pretty whack.
う。モルドスークか。行商で賑わってるのはいいけど、やかましすぎるのよね。ま、品性のなさじゃ、ユールモアもいい勝負だけど。
それじゃあ、協力者
I'm
さ
way
んた
too
ちの
tired.
ところに戻りましょう。
Okay,
今回の作戦も
gotta report that
ね
we
えさっき
everything
話
was a
してた
success.
モルド族の珍味私は、もちもちおやつ串っていうのにするわ。
And the thing you were talking about, the delicacies from Old Souk, I'm gonna go get like those ultra springy skewers or
え
something.
それ、私が食べようと思ってたのに。
Oh, that's what I was thinking of getting.
リーンは、ほら、あれがいいんじゃない？プリプリ、ミミズつけ。
They're just talking about,
それだけは絶対嫌。
they're just doing a little bit of saying like, hey, why don't you go get the worms? Okay,
おい
no,
おい
I don't want to get the
作戦は
worms.
俯瞰するまでが作戦だぞ。まったく、
じゃあ
乗算方には困ったもんだ。
Okay. He's saying a mission is a, you know, a serious operation until the very end. What am I even gonna do with the two of you?
リーンとガヤ、オレオさんは、モルドスーク。
They
私とサンクレッドは、
Okay.
一足先にクリスタリウムに戻り、
Tancred's
他の賢人
going
た
back
ち
to
と互いの
Crystallium.
状況を共有し、
Okay, talk to the other stages, see what they want to do. I was just doing a little bit of, hey, they're going off and talking about getting food before they actually finish the mission. They are teenage girls. Get me out of here, man. Get me out of here.
お帰りなさい。無の大地での作戦、本当にお疲れ様です。ガイア様も、お元気なようで安心しました。
Heard you did wonderful work in the past nothingness, and I'm also relieved to see that Miss Gaia is
こ
doing
こで
well as
用
well.
意するのは、もうこりごり。
Lady
早
Gaia.
くふかふかのベッドで休みたいわ。
And I don't want to. I'm sick of, you know, being up in the medical tent here. I want to get into a nice, fluffy bed as soon as I can.
何か補給が必要なものはありますか？
If there are any other supplies that you need,
またしばらくは、 休息を取りますので、今回の作戦の報告書と一緒
Okay,
にまとめ
the
てお
operation is
知ら
going
せし
on
ます。
on break for a while. I'll let you know if there's anything else we need.
オレオさん、
We
今回
begin
は
the
本当に
operation again.
私がたくさんご迷惑をおかけしてしまって、
Stop using the term Mayhawker. This is such a constantly used thing in Japanese, and it's just not in English at all. I really, it was nothing but a bother again. I caused you so much
いつまで
trouble.
過去を引っ張ってるのよ。嫌な記憶なんて忘れてしまうに限るわ。もっと前向きに行きましょう。
I'm sorry, Gaia, what the fuck? Okay, wait, she just
わ
said
か
it.
りました。今は美味しいもののことを考えることにします。
So, Gaia's last line is, how long are you gonna keep being stuck in the past? Just, if there's, like, any, unpleasant memories, just forget them. Why don't you try and think more positive, more, look forward to the future. And Lynn just goes, okay, I'm just gonna start thinking about all the tasty food we're gonna be going out and eating. Okay. We're gonna go get those
では、
cookies
次
again.
の作戦が決まったら、またお知らせしますので、それまではしっかり休息をとってください。次回もまた
Okay, we'll let you know
頑張
when
りま
it's
す。
time to begin the next raid tier.
私も一緒にね。
See you next time. I'll be there too. Yeah. That goes for me as well.
次のクエストを進めるに。
Okay, thank God. We've made it. We've made it. We've made it. I can feel the headache clearing. I understand why doing that was important to prevent some sort of time paradox. And I would say that, like, looking at the English for Eden, it was completely made up. It was just not even remotely close to a translation. However, in terms of my own personal preference, boy howdy, was that fucking nails on a chalkboard for me. Wonderful.
そういえば、オレオさん、実は一つ気になることがあるのです。
I'm... Oop. There's one more quest on Unlock Center 5.2, which you want to do. I'll do all of that when I do the last bit of Eden. There's something I was
この間
thinking
のお
about,
話
something that
以
was on
来
my mind.
フラミンさんがじっと物思いにふけっているのですよ。よければ様子を見に行ってあげてくださいませ。
Ooh. Yeah, okay. Furamin's been, not really acting like yourself. Can you go check on her? Ooh. Okay. We're back. A new threat. New threats. A new threat. I don't know if it's
あら、
singular or
来て
plural
くれ
yet.
たのね。あなたに報告したいことがあったのよ。
Oh, glad you came. There's something I need to report to you.
的親様の助言を受けてみんなの体に施した処置なんだけれど、今のところは効果を上げているわ。
Based on the advice of, Matoya. The bodies of the sages were given a, medical treatment, and so far, it appears to have been effective.
ただ、それも一時のものに過ぎない。いつかはやがて限界が来ることは避けられないの。
However, it's still only a stopgap. Eventually, they'll, 限界. It's like, soon they'll... there won't be anything else we can do for them.
こちらでできることは限られているし、やはり頼みの綱は水晶工たちが研究している新たなマグということになるわね。
And there's only so much we can do here. So I suppose really the only thing that we can do is rely on that, magical tool that the, Crystal Lord is developing. And the others are
私た
developing.
ちも第一世界に行くことができれば、物資集めや資料整理のお手伝いもできるのですが、
If we could go to the first world, we could help with collecting supplies or organizing materials, but... organizing, data.
失礼いたします。
Excuse me?
ご無沙汰しております。お礼をさん
Yeah,
お
yo,
元気そうで
Maxima.
何よりです。
It's been quite some time. I'm glad to see you're doing well. Hey!
これは失礼、紹介が遅れました。
My apologies for the late introduction.
私はマキシマと申します。帝国からエオルゼアへと亡命し、ラウバーン様のご
My
好
name
意
is
に預か
Maxima.
り、同盟軍に身を置かせてもらっているものです。
I'm a... Bomeshi. I can't remember exactly what... It's not Defector, he's... kind of. I think you could just say, Defector from the Empire. And thanks to the kindness of Lord Raoban, I've been allowed to serve the Eorzan Alliance. To enter into the service of the
話には聞い
Eorzan
ていま
Alliance.
す。帝国の民衆派だったとか、それにしてもエオルゼア同盟軍の方が来たということは、もしかして戦況に動きでも？
I've heard that you were in the Populares within the Empire. However, if a messenger from the Eorzan Alliance is coming here, then has there been some sort of development in the war?
ええ、その通りです。
Precisely.
ご存知かと思いますが、帝都で動乱が起こってからというもの、ギムリトの前線は落ち着きを見せておりました。
As I'm sure you're aware, ever since the... upheaval in the Imperial capital, the Gimlit front lines have considerably
各
calmed.
国の名手たちも主力を伴って本国へと帰り、現在はアラミゴ解放軍が中心となり、国境を監視しています。
The leaders of the allied nations have returned to their home countries alongside their main forces. The bulk of their forces. And the monitoring of the border is now being done by the Alamiga Liberation Army. Or is being
そんなギム
conducted,
リトの
rather.
防衛陣地に驚くべき人物が物騒な情報を携えて現れたのです。それもオレオさんと因縁のある者が。
Whoever at that, one of the defensive encampments on Gimli, a rather surprising person appeared with some unsettling news. It's someone who quite connected with the War of Light over here. Yep.
急ぎ対策会議が開かれることになり、ラウバーン様は暁、特にあなたの参加を求めておいでです。
Okay, they're calling a urgent meeting, and Dalban requested the presence of the Dawn. And you... Okay. He's being very polite. Sounds urgent.
そういうことなら私も一緒に行くわ。
In that case, I'll go too.
各国の事情に通じてはいないけれど、あなた一人に全てを押し付けたくはないもの。
I'm not as familiar with the nations in the Alliance as you, but I wouldn't feel right sending you out to do all of this alone.
ありがとうございます。会議はアラミゴ王宮にて行われるので、アラミガンクォーターへ向かいましょう。
Okay, it's gonna be held at the Alamigo. Oh no, we're going back to Alamigo. No.
このタタルメにお任せください。お気をつけていってらっしゃいませ。
このタタル。You don't need to worry about the House of Stone. Tataro's got it covered. Yeah, I've got it covered. Have a safe trip. Yay. Amazing. This is so much better. I'm immediately... I'm at ease. Tension has just drained from my shoulders. But we are going back to Alamigo. Wait, why the fuck am I... Yeah, I've actually got flying unlocked.
私が囚われていたこの町も今やすっかり平和なものね。取り戻
Talking about how she was being held captive here, but now it's just a normal city, peaceful.
情報提供者である九段の人物も議場で待っているはずです。
Okay, let's go to the Alamigo Royal Palace. Our informant is waiting in the council chamber. Or that's like assembly hall, rather. Ugh. Yo! What's up, dude?
ラウバーン様、暁のお二方をお連れいたしました。
He probably would say, Sir. Ralbon, sir, I've brought our two guests from the Dawn.
おお、来てくれたか。ギムリとの戦場以来だな。また達者な姿を見ることができて何よりだ。
Oh, you're here. I haven't seen you since the battlefield at Gimli. I'm glad to see you in good health.
あれからのことは暁の報告で聞いてはいるものの、ことが異世界に及ぶとなると、我が輩の知識では理解が追いつかん。
I've heard about what happened since then in the report from the Dawn. However, when things start extending to different worlds, I find myself unable to keep up. his eyes are kind of glazing over, going, "Oh, what are you talking about? You guys are in a different ass world."
言いたいところだが、こちらも差し迫った状況でな。
So I'd like to hear more about what happened from you specifically, in detail. However, there are more pressing matters at hand.
それもこの者がもたらした情報によるものだ。よもや紹介する必要もなかろう。
It's been brought to our attention by this man who I believe needs no introduction.
また会ったな、エオルゼアの英雄よ。
We meet again, hero of Eorzea. God, he's sick. Why am I... We're homies already. We're already friends.
争うためではなく、新たな脅威の存在を知らせるために参ったのだ。
You need not be wary. I'm not here to fight. I've not come here to fight, but to inform you of a new threat. Looms on the horizon.
ガイウスの言葉に嘘偽りはないだろう。この者はかつて己が侵略し、今や敵国となったここアラミゴにわずか2人の部下だけを伴って現れた。
Gaius is being truthful, or there's no deceit found within his words. Like, I can't remember what it was. There was something in the metaphor streams. Oh, I mean, like, yeah, the ARR foreshadowing. I don't have all of it at hand, but yeah, I mean, pretty much every guy's line is great in ARR, but this was something that happened in the metaphor stream on Friday, where I can't remember which phrase it was, but this is a thing in Japanese where uso is lie, itsuari is lie. Uso itsuari is like a stronger version of double lie. That's a thing that you could do, but... You know, he's just saying for emphasis, like, dude's telling the truth. I believe him to be telling the truth. Entirely. I mean, yeah, Zedvar, like, with people like that, I mean, there's parts in the VODs, in the VOD series for it. Like, Todorok has foreshadowing, Hawk Manor has the foreshadowing, Eldibus gives you the entire thing at the end, the first time he shows up in ARR. All of those moments are there. It's like the man who once invaded here showed up with only 2 subordinates.
我が輩も複雑な気持ちがあるのは否定できんが、その覚悟は信じるに値するものだ。
I can't deny that my feelings on the matter are complicated. On this are complicated. But I believe this resolve of his is worth believing. You know, he's saying, like, the fact that he would just show up with 2 dudes in like, enemy territory to give a message means he's probably telling the truth. Yeah, like, the thing is that, honestly, one of the main reasons that I haven't made any sort of, longer form lore video, like, edited down lore video, is that, like, when I did it on Twitter, people started posting spoilers at me because they just assumed that I had already seen the entire game, because the things that I was talking about were things that happened in, Shadowbringers and shit. So I posted like, hey, look at this cool foreshadowing that's present in ARR. People have told me that things like this happen later in the game, but I haven't seen it yet. And then they just start rattling off character names that I have no idea what the fuck they are. I'm like, okay, maybe I shouldn't do that so I don't spoil myself on the entire game. But people just like literally assume that I've already finished the entire game because the story content, it's stuff that you couldn't possibly know in English unless you had already finished the game. I mean, I'm already, why am I not allowed to just say like, hey, buddy, we're friends. I believe you might have, I believe you've already heard from the Dragon Knight Estinian that he and I had been working together.
我らは帝都魔道場においてゼノスによるバリス陛下の殺害を目の当たりにした。
We witnessed the murder of Emperor, His Highness, His Majesty Emperor Varys. So, the thing is that Varys Heika, this doesn't necessarily read as though Gaius is like a super big fan of Varys. I mean, kind of, maybe a little bit, but it is just kind of the title. But at the Imperial Magitech Castle, we witnessed the murder of Varys by Xenos.
二手に分かれて脱出を試みたのだが、その際、かの竜騎士は見慣れぬ魔導兵器と遭遇し、撃破したという。
Then the two of us, suspected by the Imperial Guards for being the assassins, parted ways and attempted to escape. The Dragon Knight encountered a unfamiliar weapon and destroyed it. Got a never-before-seen magical weapon, Magitech weapon.
しかし、部下と共に調査をした結果、一つの確信に至ったのだ。
When I heard what had happened, I could not believe my ears. However, after investigating the matter thoroughly with my subordinates, we came to one conclusion.
アルテマウェポンの後継機が開発されていた。
Ooh. Okay. A successor to the Ultima weapon is being developed.
アルテマウェポンですって？かつてあなたたちがエオルゼア侵攻に投入したあの
Yes, thank you, Kururu. This is so very clearly them trying to work in reminders for the player. Wait, the Ultima weapon? The one that you once used in your attempted invasion of Eorzea?
そうだ。愚かにもアシエンにそそのかされ、我が再生させた古代アラグ文明の対万神兵器。
Yes. I was foolishly tempted by the Asians and okay, this is you have to flip around the order. It's like that which I restored after being foolishly tempted by the Asians, the ancient anti-idol weapon of the Alag Empire.
その末路は知っての通り、目の前の英雄によって撃破された。
So wait a second, hold up. I wanna check something there. I wanna check something there because he just said Banshin. Like, he just said Banshin, but is this around the time where they just start saying icon or something? Wow, I just checked the English and I hate this. Fucking bullshit. They just totally character assassinate guys here. Instead of him just saying, like, you know, you don't need to be on your guard. I'm not here to fight. Instead he says, must we repeat this ridiculous display? I pose no threat to you, though what I come to warn you of very well might. I hate them so much. And we all know how that ended. It was destroyed by the hero standing before us today.
あれは元はといえばアラミゴの遺跡で発掘されたもの。後継機など作れようはずもないと思っていたが、密かに研究が行われていたようだ。
It was originally excavated at a archaeological site in Alamigo. Like, it was discovered in an archaeological site in Alamigo. I thought that the development of a successor was, or of a successor was impossible. However, it appears that research was conducted in secret.
さらに調査したところ、新たなアルテマウェポン計画は第7軍団によって行われていたことが判明した。
Further investigation revealed that this new Ultima weapon project is being carried out by the 7th Corps.
第7軍団といえば、5年前のカルテノーの戦いで壊滅したはずじゃ。軍団長のネールも戦死したはずでしょ。
Neru? I don't remember Neru. I don't remember this guy. Wait, this is the, no, I remember them now, The one that wanted to do Meteor. Okay. Speaking of the 7th, or wasn't it wiped out in the Battle of Cartano 5 years ago, and the leader of it, Neru, died as well.
いかにも かの軍団は総崩れとなり、生還者はわずかだった。現在の第7軍団は後に再編されたもので、ほぼ別組織だ。
Alright. Indeed. The core, like the battalion core department, or the 7th, was almost entirely destroyed. They were fully routed. There were very few survivors. It was later restructured, and the current 7th could be said to be a nearly entirely separate organization.
軍団長の戦死や更迭が繰り返されてな。今や何者が計画を進めているのかすら不明だ。
And following this reorganization, its commanders have died or been removed several times, or many times over. It is currently unknown who is behind this plan. Hmm.
確かなことは、複数の試作機が開発されており、うち1機がエオルゼアに向けて解き放たれようとしていることのみ。
All that we know for certain, however, is that several prototypes have been developed, one of which is about to be unleashed upon Eorzea.
我らはこれを阻止しようとしたが、その圧倒的な戦闘力を前に足止めをするのが精一杯でな。ひとまず撤退し、エオルゼア側に危機を知らせることとしたのだ。
We attempted to stop it ourselves, however, in the face of such overwhelming power, all we could manage was to slow it down, was to stall it, and so we decided to retreat and bring warning to Eorzea.
やっと戦況が落ち着いてきたところなのですが、新たな火種が迫っているのです。
Man, it is kind of crazy that both games that I'm playing for YouTube series have Akiotsuka playing this like same style of character, kind of. I mean, he's great. I'm 100% down for this at all times. Like, just give me an Akiotsuka-esque character in every game. But it is funny. There's a ton of overlap with the voice acting in this and Metaphor. But that's just kind of because, you know, top of the line voice actors getting big gigs. Aw, dude. So, MGS would be an interesting one to do. I think I would sooner do Yakuza, because I think it would be interesting to see the, like, some of the earlier Yakuza games are apparently very well translated. Like, Matt showed me some cutscenes from, I think, Yakuza 0, and I really had absolutely nothing that I could say negative about them. And, in fact, there was a lot of, like, cool stuff. And so that would be, like, a really nice palate cleanser of being like, hey, let's look at, like, a good translation. But with the Metal Gear Solid thing, like, a lot of those early translations were just people fully rewriting scripts. They didn't give a fuck. They just assumed that the, you know, Japanese media was, like, low quality, cheap garbage that they were free to fuck with at will. So they just had absolutely zero respect for it. You know, real pieces of shit. . Oh, man. I've got that thing where I'm right on the verge of having to sneeze. I mean, I watched like like the entire Mazuma intro cutscene and had basically nothing I could say negative about it. It was very good. Yeah, the war is calming down, however, it appears that there's a new... I would be fine with saying, like, new firestorm is looming, or, like, sparks are yet, being carried.
Dude, there's
so much content for Final Fantasy XIV. Even people who are just doing, like, regular stream playthroughs take forever to do it. Adding translation on top of it? Goddamn. I would need to be doing, like... I would need to be doing way more streams to make it through Final Fantasy XIV quickly. On receiving this information, the Eorzean Alliance, has re-solidified its position on the border at Gimrit, and is beginning to develop plans for a counteroffensive.
貴様を呼んだのもそのため。アルテマウエポンと戦い、撃破したことのある貴様に迎撃部隊への参加を願いたいのだ。
That's why we've contacted you, as you have fought and defeated the Ultima weapon once before. We would like for you to join this counteroffensive.
無論、これは無理強いできることではない。暁の仲間たちが厳しい状況にあるともなれば、なおさらな。
Of course, we could not even... Of course, we could by no means compel you. Even more so considering the dire condition your friends in the Dawn currently find themselves in.
だが、もしも参戦の意思ありということであれば、ぜひ解放軍の将校に声をかけてもらいたい。
However, if by any chance you would be willing to participate, I'd like you to speak with the officers of the Liberation Army, or that guy. Okay, cool. I mean, they massively fucked up, guys, in the end. Bro, okay. Let me... Okay, so considering this line... Considering this line that he just said, I would like to show you something that is, I genuinely didn't think they would do as a joke. Even as a joke, I wouldn't have thought that they would do this. Like, this is beyond the pale. Magic the Gathering card. Gaius card, mono black? Nobody in the English knows what this character is. This character does not exist in the English. Gaius's motivations do not exist. There is not a fucking selfish bone in this man's body. The dude does everything out of his belief for the greater good. It's the exact opposite. Gaius is fucking mono white as hell. Like, literally a perfect example of it. But they, yeah, you know, like, not a single person in this says, like, hey, in this, like, reveal thread says, hey, maybe he should be mono white. Well, yeah, I mean, also within the setting of Magic the Gathering, the colors of mana are a real thing, and people are, you know, specific colors of mage. You know, it's different types of magic that you're harnessing and shit like that. All of that's... they don't use any of that shit anymore, really. But Gaius' entire motivation is selfless. Like, he's a prime example of the atrocities that you can get into by thinking that you're doing it for the greater good. That's what makes him a good villain in ARR, is that he's entirely, completely genuine. He 100% believes that he needs to use the ultimate weapon in order to provide such a powerful deterrent that nobody will think to summon idols anymore, because the summoning of idols will lead to mass extinction. And so it's better that they be ruled over by an overwhelmingly powerful force that will dissuade or prevent that entirely, rather than them all just dying out. That's his whole speech. Yeah, he's... literally everything that he describes in his motivation in ARR is selfless. It is the opposite of self-serving. It's all, this is what's best for the most people. This is what will lead to peace. This was what will lead to the least amount of suffering. It's why mono-white characters make very good villains. Because it's not just like, teehee, I'm evil, I'm bad. He's got an actual motivation. I've spent my time obsessed hunting down Ascians, however, I feel a profound connection to this matter. It appears that this, like, this past that I thought I had left behind must be dealt with once and for all. Like, that which I thought I had left in the past must be dealt with once and for all.
参戦を求められる立場にないことは承知している。が、ウヌが力を貸してくれるとなれば、これ以上なく心強い。
Like, bro, he's sick. Okay, yeah, if you want to ask, like, how hard they fucked up guys in the end, I'll pull up this one line, okay? As one who has crossed blades with you, as one who has pointed my blade at you once before, I would go with, like, you know, crossed blades. Before, I am in no position to request your aid, to request your participation. However, if you would be willing to lend us your strength, I can think of nothing that would be more reassuring. You know, he says, like, we were enemies once, but I can't think of anybody who I would rather have on our side than you. Like, if anybody was going to help destroy this thing, I can't think of anybody who I would rather have on my side than you. That's the you know, meaning of that. これ以上なく心強い. He's just being completely honest. This is the thing. Like, let's see. Are there any other lines that he says here or no? No. That is the end of the line. I thought that they might have.
私も国境地帯へと向かい、
Okay.
微力ながら後方支援をさせていただきます。
So that line there, where he says he apologizes for what he's done, you know, he says, I know that you know, I can't exactly pretend as though we're simply friends here, but I truly do respect you. I can't think of anybody else who I'd rather have, you know, with me on the battlefield. You're incredibly reliable, yada yada. This is what they translated to in the English. The Ascian's downfall was to be the work of my remaining days, but it was my hand that kindled these flames, and I cannot allow them to spread any further. I will do what I must to see this mistake consigned to history once and for all, even if it means begging your aid. The fates will enjoy the irony, even as I endure the ignominy. You didn't say any of that shit? You didn't say any of that shit? They made him, like, prideful in the English still? When in Japanese, he's not doing that at all. He's not saying, like, I'll beg for your aid, if you know, I'll deign to lower myself to ask for your aid. No? He just says, I know you know, you might not trust me. I know I'm not in any position to be able to ask for your help. But I can't think of anybody who would be more reassuring to have by my side. So all of it is fucked. I mean, if you're telling me that there's an optional Gaius quest... if you're telling me that there's an optional Gaius quest line, like, can we just go do that? Can we go do that, or is that... No, that's like, okay, I gotta eat my vegetables, I gotta go do some nice MSQ, and then I can go off on the Gaius Funtime adventure. I'll be heading to the border to provide what logistical support I can. Entire trial series dedicated, guys. Fuck yeah! Oh yeah.
切迫した状況を前に賢人たちを呼び戻すことも大事。第一世界に行き来できるのはあなただけだしね。
Hold up. I need to confirm something with you guys then. So, everybody was telling me about Eden. And like, oh dude, we gotta see Eden stuff. Nobody told me that there was an entire Gaius trial series I could be doing instead. Is that what I'm hearing? I was told to go do Teenage Girl Angst Simulator instead of sick-ass Gaius adventures? Okay. Alright. I see how it is. I see how things work here. And successor to the ultimate weapon is indeed a massive threat, but have to remember that the sages are in peril. You're the only one who can go to the first world.
どちらを優先させるかはあなたの判断に任せるわ。
I'll leave it up to you to decide which deserves your priority. The English here says Though we can ill afford to ignore the coming of a new Ultima weapon, our friend's plight grows ever more precarious, and none save you can join them in the first. I only hope you are not forced to make a choice. What she actually said here was, I'll leave it up to you to decide which should be given precedence. Like, with a very stern expression being like, if you really think that this is more important, you should go do that. That's actually, like, that's an interesting line from Kururu. Like, she's showing that she knows you gotta make some difficult decisions sometimes.
あっちにいるのが解放軍の将校さんね。帝国の新型兵器の迎撃作戦に参加するので、あれば彼に声をかければ案内してくれるみたい。
You want to participate in the counteroffensive? Will be the guide if you ask. Yes.
一方で、賢人のみんなのことも気になるわね。残された時間がどれほどあるのかもわか
However,
ら
I
ない
am
し。
worried about the sages. I don't know how much time they have left.
もし第一世界へと向かうつもりなら、もう一度私に声をかけてくれるかしら。
Okay, I'm gonna head out to the burst. Yeah. Ah, come on, man. Okay, hold on. Allow me to see here. So, could I actually just do all of this, like, straight up? I should do some actual MSQ first. Probably when should I actually do the Gaius section? When should I do the Gaius section? I want to go do that right now, but no. I should, This is very difficult. This is very difficult because like, if this immediately kicks off a bunch of crazy shit in the MSQ, then I don't know what I should do first. But I did already make the stream. I mean, I could just, like, I literally could just rename the stream, change the thumbnail to put a gigantic PNG of Gaius over, over Lynn and Gaia, and just say, we're going, fuck this shit, we're going to hang out with Gaius. I could. I have the power to do so. Fuck. I really want to. But the problem is, like, I already made the... I feel like if I was going to start this, I would rather have it be a new stream. Like, you know, so people who want to see that could actually show up for that specifically. Yeah, no, we should do that as a dedicated stream, but I'm... The next stream is number 100, and I can think of nothing better than just immediately pivoting to, like, not doing anything special whatsoever, but my special treat to myself is Gaius episode. Huh. Wait a minute. Guys. Bro, see that, don't, that shit bothers me. All the, like, little joke lines that people use for Gaius from those, like, such devastation, it was not my intention, or how glib. All of those just being fake, and the real Gaius lines being so much cooler, bothers me to no end. It bothers me to no end. That shit is garbage. Oh. Oh, fuck. Hell yeah. Thank you. Okay, I'm now just, instead of feeling bad about this, I'm just going to, I will gladly accept. No, yeah, my inventory is a fucking mess. I have not cleaned it out in, like, a month. Plus. Dude, I don't have the inventory space, but thank you. That is all the cool, like, tech spaceware stuff. That is sick, that is sick. Okay. I do need to just clear some shit out. But I will do that later. Thank you. So the name of this quest is Soul Siphon. Like, it's Soul Siphon in all katakana. One guess as to whether or not that was translated into the English. Nah, they just called it The Way Home. I see this name in Japanese, I go, ooh, I see The Way Home, and I'm just, oh, that's boring. Fucking Soul Siphon. We're going back to the first world, right? I'm sorry to ask you this, could you deliver a message for me? Okay, the Xenos regaining his body, the Emperor's murder, the new threat that Gaius informed us of. I would very much appreciate if you could share this information with the sages.
それからみんなの体については私たちが全力で維持に努めていると伝えてちょうだい。
As for the state of their bodies, please inform them we're doing everything that we can to keep them healthy. It's like preserve them. So, please, thank you. Well, no, if it was like The Way Home, it would be like, you know, Kairi Michi, or... And it also wouldn't be Ie. Most likely. But, yeah, it's Soul Siphon, which is a sick-ass... Man, that sounds like a fucking... That sounds like a Vector track. Put that right between, Ultimate Artificer and, Liquid Crystal Disease. Also, if you haven't listened to Terminal Redux by Vector, good-ass album. Or Outer Isolation. Really anything by Vector or Volvoid. Good shit.
Ah, 折よく来てくれたものだ。実は魂を帰還させる研
Okay. Glad you're here. I actually made some research on
現象世界でも動きがあったと。
returning the souls. Is there anything you have to report as well? I see.
それでは皆を招集してからお互いの報告をしよう。急ぎ使いを出すからよければここで待っていてくれ。
I mean, I kind of understand the praise that it gets. So, I would say that the Ian dub and Ian translation of Final Fantasy XIV is... It's both due to a... Like, the baseline quality of Final Fantasy XIV is incredibly high. And so even if you fuck it up, it's still going to be pretty damn good. Right? Like, I despise that all I can think of for this. I'm too tired to think of anything more clever. But it's, you know, it's like a... It's like if you just had, like, a, you know, A5 fucking Wagyu. Right? Even if you fuck up cooking it pretty hard, it's still a goddamn A5 Wagyu. Right? Like, you can cook that thing well done as fuck, you know, burn half of it and it's still going to be amazing. The other half of it, though, is that, people who were put off by the writing style and the cringe garbage present in the English get filtered out of the game. Like, they just don't play the game, or they quit. Because they go, this shit is cringe, and then they stop playing. So the only people left are those who enjoy that sort of cringe. Like, literally, that was me. The first time I played Final Fantasy XIV, you know, I was playing with the English with the English subs. Yeah, like, the Emmett Selk, the actor is clearly capable of acting for Emmett Selk in English, but the voice and the tone and the delivery just doesn't match the character at all. Like, it's just a completely different character, and it's just like pure ear poison. Like, hearing English Emmett Selk just fucking, it just is so wrong. It's like, oh my god, dude. If you've ever tried to listen to the Japanese dub of SpongeBob, Japanese Plankton is the same thing. They gave Plankton a squeaky ass voice, and it just sounds wrong. It just sounds wrong. It's just fucked. There are some really good character deliveries in the Japanese dub of SpongeBob. Like, SpongeBob himself is done damn near flawlessly. The Squidward is actually pretty good. Patrick, not so much. But then fucking Plankton, I don't understand what they did. No, honestly, like, it makes sense that you thought that something was up. The words just don't match the tone. If you were... Like, the same sort of disconnect happened, you know, my brother went through, Valkyria Chronicles 1 and VC4. Even if you don't know any Japanese, you can see that the tone of the writing doesn't line up with the things that are occurring. However, most people just said, like, oh, the Valkyria Chronicles games are kind of poorly written, and they've got this weird, jokey tone to them that doesn't match the setting. And they just treat that as a flaw with the game. When in reality, no, it doesn't match the setting because it's being translated wrong. No, yeah. No, that's what I mean. Like, even if you play Valkyria Chronicles just purely in English with the English dub, the things that the characters are saying don't line up with the actions that are occurring on screen. Like, the tone in which they're saying things doesn't match the events that are occurring. And the same thing happens here. Like, if you were playing in English and you saw Gaius talk in that cutscene back there, you see this, like, somber look on his face. And he's carrying himself very, he's coming all the way out here to speak to you, and then why is he still talking shit? Like, it doesn't make sense. And so people would probably just be like, oh, Gaius is just kind of an asshole. Yeah, but when I played the game first, like, my Japanese knowledge made it so that I knew that it was wrong. What I was seeing was wrong, but I also just couldn't... Reading the English was just a slog. Anything that wasn't voice was just like constant fucking noise. Yeah, that's, I think a lot of people had that same reaction of not being the breaking point. Okay, let's give, exchange information. Noise. No, I mean, I understand what they mean. Speaking of, man, I need to play, Expedition 33, but I don't know whether I should play it in English or French. I'm probably gonna play it in French, I did play Witcher 3 in Polish. That's my hottest take, actually. That is my hottest take. Completely unrelated. English Geralt is fucking garbage compared to Polish Geralt. Witcher 3 is infinitely better in Polish. Holy shit, it's so much better. Polish Geralt is doing a bad Batman voice. Like, you put Witcher 3 into Polish and it's ooh. Ooh, it's clean. Okay. Now that everyone's here, let's begin with a report of what's occurring in the... I'm just gonna say source, whatever. Source. Source.
ここに来てアルテマウェポンの後継機とはね。ガイウスの協力は大きな助けになりそうだが。
A successor to the ultimate weapon is being developed. It does seem that having Gaius's assistance would prove incredibly useful.
その件ももちろんだけど、今後ガレマールという国そのものがどうなるやらよ。
Regarding that, at least, however, I am concerned of what will occur to Garlemald itself.
デートでの動乱や体を取り戻したゼノスのこと、どこを切り取ってもきな臭いわ。
The upheaval in the Imperial capital and Xenos returning, getting his body back. No matter how you cut it, this is all, this all reeks. None of this is good news. This is all bad.
まさに何が起きてもおかしくないといった状況でしょう。しかればこそ我々も可及的速やかに原初世界へ帰還すべきだとは思いますが。
As it stands, truly anything could happen. All the more reason for us to return to the source as soon as physically possible. I fucking hate saying source though. Like, because it's just not a source. But like, primordial world, original world, real world, none of those work either. I don't like saying the first. Now then, let me begin with the situation regarding our preparations to return you to your home. Root? Root world? Yeah, that could be good.
器となる白成績をベースとした新たなマグに関してだが、ウリエンジェとベークラグドノの協力もあって試作品の作成まで完了したのだ。
Okay. With the assistance of Urianger and Bekurag, we've successfully completed a prototype of this new magical tool that will artifice serve as a prototype for manufacture. Okay. It's just like, yeah, we made a prototype.
これについてはわしらの努力というより元となる白成績の設計が優れていたというべきだろうな。
これについてはわしらのより Okay, would say that this, surpasses the... wait a minute, was it... こういうより元となる Oh no, he is saying that the, I think? Isn't this, unless I'm just too tired to be able to read this properly, I'm pretty sure he's saying, like, the original design of, the white orosite was superior to this. You know, like, in terms of...
魂と記憶を保存するマグ。名付けてソウルサイフォンへと改良できた。
ソウルサイフォン Sick! He was kind of like hyping up the white orosite, unless I'm just too tired. Fucking sick, bro. Hell yeah, Soul Siphon. Wait, bro, hold up. They love alliteration so much. They just called this a Soul Siphon. And you're telling me you're not gonna use that? With some slight modifications, we were able to convert this into a tool capable of storing the soul and memories. Preserving the soul and memories. We've managed to develop this into what we have called now a soul siphon. So here's another case here. In the Japanese, they say "tamashi to kyoku o ozon suru magu." Wait, was it magu or like mod? It's not like mod. No, it has to be like gu, I think. So, soul memories. Very obvious, very clear. The English says, we set to create a crystalline container retaining the more useful properties of white orosite, but without its regrettable limitations. And after a good deal of trial and error, we made one. An ark for soul and mind, both, that will allow your incorporeal self in its entirety to be ferried between worlds. A spirit vessel, if you will. However.
しかしだな。
But there's one problem. So, they said soul and mind instead of soul and memories. Hey, morons. There might be a reason why the Japanese writers who know the story that they're writing are using the word memory as a key thing here.
マグが完成したというのに 何か問題でも
You said that it was completed, but is there some sort of problem?
器たるソウルサイフォンは用意できました。ですが、それに記憶を込めるためには、水晶鉱にかけられた記憶継承の秘術を組み込まねばなりません。
Now, the vessel of the soul siphon has been completed. However, in order for memory to be inserted within the method of like memory inheritance that was left to the Crystal Lord is required. Okay. Wait, okay. So, they've done this, they do this every time. They do this every time here. Why are they doing this? So, in the English, Beclock just said, arc for soul and mind both, right? Uriandra says, though the vessel is possessed of the requisite qualities to hold mind and memory, it wanteth yet for a means to receive them. So Becklug says soul and mind, Uriandra says mind and memory. So, huh? Are they conflating? They used mind in both cases. So what, do they think that memory is the soul? Or, like, what are you going with here? You literally, this is incomprehensible in the English. This just doesn't make sense. They're using the wrong terms back and forth. They're just talking past each other.
Alagの秘術は水晶港に流れる血を触媒にしている。でも当然ながら新しいマグはその血を持たない。
See where this is going. This like Allagan spell is uses the blood of the Crystal Lord as a catalyst. However, of course, this new tool does not possess that blood.
その通りです。何らかの手法を用いて記憶継承の触媒となる要素をマグに入れ込まねばならないのです。
That's interesting. Wait, so we think that this is just like some sort of fucking antibody thing? Interesting. Precisely. Some method must be used to imbue the device, the tool, I would just say the soul siphon with the like element that serves as a catalyst to facilitate memory inheritance.
早い話が記憶継承術を大幅に改変するか、触媒たる血をマグに取り込む方法を見つけるか、二つに一つしかないというわけだ。
In short, we have two options. Either the method of memory inheritance must be substantially altered, or some form of magical method needs to be devised in order to incorporate the catalyst of my blood into the device. So the thing is that they're using like shokubai, toru, chi. They're saying like that there's some element within, like some actual tangible element within his blood, like his DNA, that facilitates the memory inheritance thing to actually work, and so they need to find some sort of way to actually be able to use that.
この塔に残された古代アラグの研究記録を改めて調べ直しているところさ。
And so I'm currently in the process of going over the research notes of the ancient Alec civilization present within the tower.
いやはや、アラグの魔科学とは実に途方もないものだな。これが数千年もの昔に映画を誇った文明の産物とは信じられんよ、まったく。
Yeah. The Makagaku, the magical research or the magical study of from the Allegans is truly extraordinary. It's hard to believe that this is all the results of a civilization that, you know, lived so many thousands of years ago.
だが、理論体系には我らの魔法との共通点も少なくない。微力ながら引き続きわしも手伝わせてもらうよ。
理論体系. That's literally like the like body of theory. That's sick. Yeah, it's like the body of theory, or their like the fundamental theorems do not differ much from our own understanding of magic. I'll continue to offer my help in whatever means I can. I really like that they actually use phrases like "理論体系." They've done that several times now. Where, like, Urianger used the exact scientific term for, like, antimatter annihilation. They're using body of theory, or... They're using, like, actual scientific terminology to describe these things, because it's not just, like, hand-wave magic bullshit. They've actually got a good understanding of the way that magic works within the system, and so people can approach it scientifically. Which is cool. Like, I like that characters in the setting are actually, like, actually approach things reasonably and think things through, and they actually explain stuff to the viewer as far as why something works, instead of just going like, we're just gonna shove their soul into a fucking crystal, bro. Of course we can do that. Oh, you need to go find a soul crystal down in the deepest grottos. It houses the power to hold the soul. But you shall need to go on a quite precarious quest to obtain... No. Being reasonable. And you shall need the key, but in order to forge the key, I shall need 15 piles of soul sand that you can find within yonder grotto off of yonder enemy at a 5% drop rate. Though it pains me to ask this, considering the circumstances, you know, I must ask you to wait, but I promise I will find a way to send you home. So please... Yeah, I would go with like, yeah, so please, I ask you to wait. Yeah. There we go. You got this, bro. You got this, bro. I believe. My apologies for interrupting. Hey! Raina! Raina, is there something wrong?
いえ、実は闇の戦士殿に頼みたいことがありまして、その姿を見かけたので、無礼を承知で参りました。
No, actually, there's something I'd like to ask the Warriors of Darkness, or the Warrior of Darkness, rather. I happened to see them. I apologize for the rudeness.
よろしければ、詳しくは外でお話しさせてください。それでは失礼します。
If you don't mind, I'd like to discuss in more detail with you outside, if you'll excuse me. They're giving me like 5 different side quests to do here, huh?
話ならばここですればいいもの。最近どうも ライナがよそよそしい気がする。
Hey, remember how, like, the relationship between Grahatia here and Raina is supposed to be, like, parental? Like, you know, familial? Like, there's sort of a recurring theme here of adoptive families and things like that. Grahatia says if you wanted to speak with them, you could have done it here. I feel like recently it feels like Rana has been quite distant. You know, he looks like sad about that. English says, why not speak in here? She knows I don't mind, unless she didn't want to. No, it says, seems like she's being distant. She's being kind of cold.
私もついて行っていいかい？マグの完成まで待つほかなさそうだからね。
If you're going, you mind if I come with you? Have nothing to do until the tool's developed. And I really like that bit from Olfino there, where he is just saying like, I've got nothing better to do, but you can kind of hear that bit of excitement where he's like, ooh, I get to go do a thing with Warrior of Light. Yeah.
アルテマウェポンの後継機もさることながらゼノスが己の体を取り戻したなんて。
Really become undying.
白成績は彼女が残してくれた賜物。その知識が我らを救わんとしていることに運命を感じざるを得ません。
Oh, come on, man. There's no way that any of this got translated. Hold up, I need to see what this... I'm not gonna look it up, This is just gonna bother me if I do. This is the White Orsite is a gift that she left behind. That knowledge is going to save us. It will be our salvation. I can't help but feel, that this is destiny. This is fate. Urianger is the most sentimental motherfucker physically imaginable. It's great.
ライナはなぜあんなにそっけなく、もしかして私のデブ症についに嫌気が？それとも考え事の最中にまた何かやらかしただろうか？
Oh, this is great. Why was Raina so hurt? Why was she so cold? Maybe she really got sick of me staying at home all the time. Being shut in or... Maybe I did something without realizing it while thinking about something else. Him saying mata here, like, maybe he said something rude or did something to piss her off without realizing. That's a fun little relationship that they got going on. I like that. Raina. Raina's request. Okay.
実はしばらく調べ物のため博物陳列館にこもっていたので、外の空気を吸って気分転換がしたかったんだ。
Hall of Natural History, doing research, needed to get some fresh air and change of pace.
ライナがあえてここで言わない頼みというのも気になるところではあるしね。それでは外に出て彼女から話を聞いてみよう。
I'm also interested in what sort of request Raina would have that she wouldn't want to say it here. Let's go outside and talk to her. What are we doing? Okay. He literally just says, oh, let's talk to
先ほどはぶしつけで申し訳ありませんでした。お願いしたいこととは、単刀直入に言うと、レイクランドに出没するはぐれ積み食いの討伐です。
I apologize for interrupting earlier. To put it to get right to the point, what I would like you to do is to take down the stray senators that remain in Lakeland.
世界から光がそう割れてもはぐれ積み食いが残っているとは聞いていたが、それは大変だ。皆にも協力してもらった方がいいのでは?
I'd heard that despite the light being repelled from the world, that there are still some stray senators left. That's quite urgent. Shouldn't we get everyone's help?
いえ、それには及びません。確認されているのは1体だけで、おそらく我ら衛兵団でも対処できる程度の相手です。
それは及びません。No, I couldn't ask them that. It's not that dire. There's only one that we have seen, and it's something that likely the guards could handle on their own.
にもかかわらず、闇の戦士殿に協力をお願いするのは、今一度衛兵たちにあなたとの共闘を経験させたいがため。
Huh. However, I'd like for the Warrior of Darkness I'd like to ask for the Warrior of Darkness assistance, because I'd like for the guards to be able to once more, experience fighting by your side.
これまでの戦闘では、皆必死で周囲を見る余裕などありませんでした。ですから、改めて実戦を共に戦い、学ばせていただきたいのです。
In previous battles, things were so desperate, there was no leeway to observe and learn. And therefore, I'd like for you to accompany them into actual combat, so that they might, learn from you. The two options here are, that seems easy enough, or, alright then, Alfino could do it. Did you miss much? Not really. You missed the fact that they didn't use the phrase soul siphon. They called it a spirit vessel, and then they keep mixing up soul, mind, and memory in the English. Whereas the Japanese just keep saying memory and soul. I'm gonna say, Alfino, you're up. Alfino, you're up.
そんな求められているのは君なんだ。私もその戦う姿勢を見て多くのことを学ばせてもらった。
No,
どうかここは私からもお願いさせてもらえないだろうか?
For me personally, I've learned quite a lot from seeing you in combat, so would you please help them? Oh, okay. Yo, what up, boys? Yeah, we'll do it.
ありがとうございます。討伐部隊の兵を招集しますので、ひとまずジョップ砦までご同行ください。
Okay. Call up the get together with all the guard. Okay. The other thing is that I've almost very hard pivoted to the Gaius trial series. Because, man, you can't show me that I can just go off and pal around with Gaius and then expect me to not want to do that. I'm probably just gonna do that next stream. Just immediately hard pivot.
今残存する罪悔いは統率を欠いているが、 それでも戦う術を持たない者には、依然として、
Okay. There's still some
それでは、討
Gray
伐
Sin
部
Eaters
隊の兵を
straggling
招
about.
集してまいります。
Okay. Okay, go and get some troops for the operation. I mean, if it's a Gaius episode, I want to go do it. Like, my favorite characters in the game go like, it's like Emmett Selk and then just Gaius. It's like Emmett Selk, Gaius, Alfino. If it involves any of the three of them, I'm down.
闇の戦士殿との共闘は彼らのたっての希望でもあるのです。
The squad this time is assembled from those who have a connection with you. They wish to fight alongside the Warrior of Darkness.
それぞれ英雄に思いの丈を伝えたいようなので、よろしければ聞いてやってください。
Each of them seems to wish to speak to you, to the hero. If you could, please listen to what they have to
俺
say.
は罪食い襲撃後の幻冥城であなたに解放してもらったものです。奴らの攻撃を受けてもう助からないと諦めかけていましたが、この通り元気になりました。
After the Sin Eater attack, I was in critical condition. You provided aid to me. I had given up hope after being attacked by a Sin Eater, but as you can see, I'm fine. I'm
それもこれも闇の戦士様のおかげ、ずっとお礼が言いたかったんです。本当にありがとうございます。今度は俺が誰かを救えるよう奮闘努力するつもりです。
all of it is thanks to the great Warrior of Darkness. I've been wanting to thank you for a long time, so please allow me to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. Now it's my turn to help others.
私も同じくかの戦場であなたに解放していただきました。あの時は罪食いかした仲間を切った直後で動転していて無礼な態度をとってしまったようで申し訳ございません。
I also was cared for you after cared for by you on the battlefield. At that time, I was distraught. After having cut down my friend who had become a Sin Eater, I greatly apologize for my rudeness to you.
しばらく剣を持つことすらできなかったのですが、闇の戦士様の活躍で勇気をもらい、復帰することができました。今は死んだ仲間の分まで戦い続けたいと思っています。
For a long time, I couldn't bring myself to even hold the blade. It's like for a long time I couldn't even hold a sword, but yeah, it's not clear whether or not he was just injured or couldn't do it out of injuries. But the Warrior of Darkness, I mean, it's because it's courage. Yeah, it's probably bring myself to. The Warrior of Darkness gave me the courage I needed to come back. Now I'd like to fight for the sake of my friend who's fallen. I'm way too tired to be doing this.
私はインフィリア救出作戦の時に石膏を務めていたものです。アマロで戦場へ飛び立つあなたの勇姿を見送ったのがついこの間のような気がします。
I was a scout during the operation to rescue Midphilia. It seems like only yesterday that I saw you heroically fly off on that Amalo to the battlefield.
思えばあの時戦った相手はユールモア軍でした。 今や新体制となったかの軍と我ら衛兵団が連携して平和を守っていこうとしている。私もその一翼を担う所存です。
Okay, when I think of it, our enemies at that time were the Yulmoran army. However, under the restructuring, after the restructuring, they're working together with them to preserve the peace, and I'd like to play my part.
実はもう一人衛兵がいるのですが、
There's one more soldier, relay, but one more guard, rather. Hey, this guy. I don't remember this guy at all.
申し訳ございません。温泉に行きたいというご老人に頼まれ、クリアメルトまで護衛していたため、遅れてしまいました。
クリアメルト。My apologies. I was delayed. I was escorting an elderly man who wanted to do hot springs to clear melt.
人助けを咎めるつもりはありませんが、衛兵団の一員たるもの、時間は厳守してください。あなたが会いたがっていた方をお待たせするところでした。
Of course, helping others is wonderful. However, as a member of the guard, you need to be punctual. You almost kept them waiting after they came specifically out here to meet you. My deepest apologies.
自分はセーラーと申します。覚えていないかもしれませんが、あなたとは前にスパジャイリクス医療館でお会いしたことがあります。
セーラ。セーラ。This dude's... there's no way that... This is actually just Sailor. That's a terrible name. My name's Sailor. Like, you may not remember me, but you're at the medical center, okay? Giving this guy a full flashback? Oh, it's this dude.
ズミクイとの戦いで親友を亡くし、友の思いを水晶校に伝えたくて、あなた方にお声掛けしました。当時はまさか闇の戦士様とは知りませんでしたが。
After losing my best friend in battle against Sin Eaters, I wanted you to convey their wishes to the Crystal Lord, so I came to speak to you. However, I didn't know then that you were the Warrior of Darkness.
親友は最後に本当の空を見られてよかったと、この世界がとても綺麗だったと言って亡くなりました。
My best friend died, saying that he was glad to have said he was glad to have been able to see the real sky, like the true sky, and that the world truly is beautiful.
あれからその言葉を胸に過ごしています。そして光が溢れていた頃の変わり映えのない景色とは違い、刻々と姿を変える世界の多様な美しさに見せられてもいます。
Since time, I've kept those words close to heart. I've been fascinated with the beauty of the world and like its many changes that are visible now after unlike the unchanging landscape when the land was flooded with light. Something I'm too tired to do that justice.
クリスタルタワー。晴れれば青く曇れば暗く、天候によって変わる空の表情。そして夜には漆黒の空に満天の星が輝くのです。
Sailor? Ugh. Like, the problem is that this dude, it is just like straight up Sailor. But that's a terrible name. crystal tower glittering in the morning sun. The color of the sky, like blue when clear, dark when cloudy. And like the jet black night sky filled with glittering stars. And it's like crystal tower shining in the morning sun, glittering
この美
stars.
しい世界をあなたが取り戻してくれたかけがえのない平和を全力で守っていくと誓いました。
I vowed that I would do everything that I could to protect this world that he loved so much, this beautiful world that he loved so much, and the irreplaceable peace that you have given us.
この旅はご一緒できて光栄です。
It is an honor to be here with you.
皆、あなたがもたらした平和を守りたい一心で、日々の職務に全力を尽くしてくれています。
They've all dedicated their lives to. It's like, yeah, they're doing all that they can in their daily lives to keep the peace that you've given them.
標的を監視している石膏たちも、その志は同じでしょう。彼らはあなたとは初対面となりますが、それゆえに憧れも人一倍のはずです。
They'll be meeting you for the first time. I'm sure they'll be overjoyed to see you.
それでは北の集結地に向かい、衛兵団の石膏から上級。
Okay, let's go north. Let's go. Fuck, I don't have flight unlocked still. Alright, never mind. I refuse to do it. I won't do it. Also, I swapped onto random mount and it's just, that's not the right song, but I don't want to change the settings. I had to hit the mount roulette multiple times. Again, I could fix that very quickly, but... Also, I'm pretty sure I would need to, like, check another source, but I'm pretty sure that they just didn't translate any of his, like, description of the beauty of the natural world into English. Even though that was the entire point of that character. And it was a very nice, description of it. You know, it was a morning, day, night cycle thing, which is also being reflected in the expansion names. It's kind of a theme, you know. Oh, wait, she's already dead. All right.
ユーム、あれは一体何者だったのだろう。
How was that? Oh wow, it's actually voiced. You already defeated the stray sin eater. I thought I gave you orders to leave it be until the main force arrives.
それが私たちじゃないんです。突然現れた旅人らしきものがあっという間に。
It wasn't us. Suddenly, someone seeming to be a traveler appeared, and all of a sudden he...
そのものが一人ではぐれとはいえ かなりの力を持った積み食い。相当な手だれとて、そうやすやすと倒せるはずがありません。
They did that alone. Even though it's a stray sin eater, it's still a quite powerful sin eater. Although it's, you know, it's a stray, it's still quite a powerful sin eater. Even someone incredibly skilled wouldn't be able to take this out easily.
手だれどころか、あんな猛者は見たことありません。どこからともなく現れたと思ったら、斧を一振りでいとも簡単に積み食いを仕留めたんです。
Not only was he skilled, I've never seen anyone that fierce. Like, this dude is just, he's just talking about him being manly as fuck. Valiant, you could maybe go with, or something like that. He appeared out of nowhere and took down the senior with a single swing of his axe.
俺、思わずその人に聞いたんですよ。あなたが噂に聞く闇の戦士かって。
Before I even knew it, it's like on reflex. I asked him, "Are you the Warrior of Darkness I've heard so much about? Like, are you the Warrior of Darkness?"
自分は光の戦士だと。
And all he said to I would say, like, but all he said was, "I am the Warrior of Light."
光の戦士だって。
Warrior of Light.
おい、いくら強くたって光の戦士といえば光の反乱を引き起こした大罪人だ。
No matter how strong he might be, the Warrior of Light is it is like Taizai here is like, you know, the great sinner who brought about the flood of light. I don't know what you would actually go with, like, this Taizai thing here.
それよりこちらのお方こそこの世界を救ってくれた本物の闇の戦士様だぞ。
More importantly, like, the real, like, this is them, the actual Warrior of Darkness that saved our world, that saved this world, saved the world.
これは失礼いたしました。お目にかかれて光栄であります。
My apologies. It's an honor to meet you. Hmm.
さて、標的であったはぐれ積み食いが倒された以上、今回の討伐任務はこれで終了となります。各自持ち場に戻るように。
Okay. Our target, the Stray Senior, has been defeated. The mission is complete. Return to your posts. Hey guys.
あなたと共闘できなくて残念です。これからも闇の戦士様を指標に精進します。
It's unfortunate that I was unable to fight alongside you. I'll continue to my efforts with the you, the warrior of darkness, as my example. You're trying to live up to your image.
結果無駄足を踏ませてしまい申し訳ありません。それにしても光の戦士を名乗る者の正体が気になるところです。
It appears my apologies for wasting your time. This appears to have been a fool's errand, waste of time. However, the identity of someone going around calling themselves the Warrior of Light is cause for concern. Is concerning.
先ほどの彼らもそうでしたが、元の意味はどうであれ、光の戦士といえばアルバートたちを想像する者が大勢です。
Okay. So real quick. You remember the way that guy, like the big guy was talking? And he was saying, like, hey, I just kind of asked on reflex, like, are you the Warrior of Darkness? English. It's true. Felled it with a single swing of his axe, he did. Never seen anything like it. So I says to him, who are you, the Warrior of Bleeding Darkness? And he says, no, I'm a Warrior of Light. And that was it. Buggered off as quick as he came. Just again, I think, prison time. Death penalty. There will be consequences. Just whoever wrote that, you deserve less. Whatever they're paying you, it's too much. I hope you are not earning a living wage. I hope you have to work part-time at the Denny's to make ends meet. Regardless of what I meant before, many of us as that men before did think of Albert and his allies when the Warrior of Light is referenced.
私は水晶校から彼らの行いがあってこその今なのだと、あなたの勝利にも何か関与していたのだと伝え聞いていますが、そんな認識はまだ人々に浸透していないはず。
I've been told by the Crystal Lord that it's because of them that things are the way that they are now. And I've been informed that they had a large part to play in your victory, your success. It appears that knowledge hasn't been spread amongst the people.
何者であろうと、はぐれ罪食いを倒してくれるだけならば、むしろ感謝すべきなのでしょうが。
Whoever they are, if they're willing to if all they wish to do is to defeat stray sin eaters, then of course I'd like to give them my thanks.
ともかくここまでご足労いただきありがとうございました。
Anyway, thank you for taking the time to accompany me.
それでは我々はクリスタリウムに戻るとしようか。ちょっと私から提案したいことがあるんだ。
Let's go back to the Crystallium. I have a proposal.
申し訳ありません。もう一つ。
sorry, there's one more thing.
今度はあなたに個人的にお話ししたいことがあるのです。少しだけよろしいでしょうか。
Like to speak to you privately. Could I have a bit of your time?
では私は先に星見の間に戻っているよ。
Okay, Alvino's going on ahead.
呼び止めてしまってすみません。お話ししたいのは水晶港のことです。
Sorry for taking you out. Can we go somewhere where it's not raining? I'd like to talk to you about the Crystal Lord. We at least go somewhere with, like, you know, cover.
コウは外見上は年を取ることがありません。それでも長く生きているだけあって、時折老人のように感じることがあるのです。
As you know, the Crystal Lord doesn't outwardly age. However, he's lived for a very long time and sometimes does show, like, signs of being elderly.
あ、いえ、デブ症だとか覇気がないという話ではなく、魚をペーパーナイフと勘違いした事件についてでもなくて。
No, I'm not talking about, him staying holed up at home or being, like, unenergetic. Nor am I referring to the time he mistook a fish for a like, letter opener. Paper knife.
そう。コウはどこか死を誘っているかのような定感しているところがあったんです。
I felt like a sense of resignation from him. Like he was preparing to die. Wait, oh, well, oh no, it's like it was. Like he was seeming that way. So, about that.
テンペストから帰還して以来、なんだかとても若々しくなった気がするのです。
Yeah, however, since returning from the Tempest with you, it's somehow he seems more youthful.
特にここ最近は皆さんと何か研究をしているのですよね。
This was especially recently. He's helping all of you with some sort of research,
たまたま
right?
調べ物をしている姿を見かけたのですが、その眼差しはさながら無邪気な少年そのもの。まだ見ぬ未来に向けられているように感じられました。
Yeah, so this is the line about him like seeming resigned was something that was before. Yes. I happened to see him while he was doing some research and the look in his eyes was like a... She says, like, you know, an innocent kid. Like... I mean, in English, we'd probably say, like, he just had, like, a childlike glee in his eyes. Like he was looking forward to the future. For once.
そんな
Like,
こうの
or
変化
like, you know,
が
a future that he hadn't
私は
seen yet.
とても嬉しいのです。まるでつきものが落ちたように
You know, something
生
that's
き
new.
生きとし始めたことが
I'm so happy to see this change in him, and it's like as though like you know, a weight has finally been lifted from his shoulders, and he can finally start living.
だからこそ以前のこうと関わりの深い自分は近づかない方がいいのではないかと、邪魔になってしまうのではと思っておりまして。
Huh? 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 What? Kinda, you might be. I think you're kinda stupid. Given my close association with the Lord as he was, I think, you know, maybe I shouldn't. Maybe I should stay further away from him. To not get in his way. You know, like, it's... He's actually... He's changed, he's starting to enjoy his life now, and she thinks that, you know, he isn't actually part of that. The things that make him happy are not her. Your two options are, I don't think you're getting in his way, or, you know, like, you seem, I would say, you know, he seems lonely without you.
こうが？それは本当ですか？
Well, really? You really think that?
だとしたら今までと変わりなく接していいのですね。
Oh, thank goodness. In that case, maybe I should just... Maybe we should just stay as we are. We were.
あなたにこの気持ちを打ち明けて正解でした。どうもありがとうございます。
I'm glad I asked you. Thank you.
ただ一つだけ心配なのは、コウが研究に打ち込みすぎて体を壊さないかということ。
I am worried about one thing. Worried that he'll dedicate himself too much to his research and ruin his health, destroy his body.
どれほど若く見えようとも、私にとってはおじいちゃんですからね。
No matter how young he might look, to me, he's still just my grandpa. Man, one guess as to whether or not they translated it. One guess as to whether or not they translated this. One guess as to whether or not they translated the specific familiar reference. They didn't. This is another one of those ones where I kind of need to, like, hold up. I actually need to pull this up in, I need to pull this up in, like, a second source, just to make sure. Because this seems, again, insane. Yeah, so that last line about, you know, like, no matter how young he might seem, to me, he's still just my grandpa. was translated to this. Perhaps we might remain as we were, as we always have been. What a relief. In that case, I will have to speak with him about the amount of time he is spending at work. This research is important, I know, but if he refuses to consider his own health, I will have to consider it for him. You heard the tone of her voice. The voice acting was really good. You could really sense the familial affection present there. English just makes her standoffish. Like she's gonna go yell at him. When the Japanese is a granddaughter who is worried about her grandfather, who she loves as family. I hate it here. I hate it here. It doesn't even match her expression? No, not even slightly. Like, that's a very normal thing. She said, like, I'm worried that he's gonna overwork himself. You know, no matter how young he might seem, he's still grandpa to me.
You know,
if they didn't translate the Oji-san there at all, when it's the main point of the scene. Sorry for rambling, keeping you here. Please turn the volume. Don't leave. Keep talking and waiting. I'll return to my post as well. Fucking hate it here, man. Once again, this is put another one up on the tally for times there has been a emotional or affectionate scene in the Japanese that has been removed in the English. Emotionally stunted.
罪食い討伐に向かったら謎の旅人によって倒されていた。そうね。その人物は光の、
Yeah, somebody calling themselves the
以
Warrior
前
of
と
Light.
してこの世界では光の戦士の名をアルバートたちの意味名と捉える者も多いとき。
Okay, yeah, they're talking just about Albert.
やあ、光の戦士を名乗る者が現れ、はぐれ罪食いを倒したことについて皆に共有しておいたよ。
Hey. I fucking hope you know using ya to greet you is great. Like, this couldn't be further from the way that he talks to you in the English. But he just does go, this is just like saying, hey, yo, what's up? Hey. Just told everybody here that, you know, wanted to tell everybody here that somebody claimed to be a Warrior Light showed up and took down that stray Indian.
その上で改め
Well,
て
if you
提
know
案し
when
た
he's
いこと
talking
が
to
あ
you,
る
always
んだ。
tries to sound like
ぜひ
cool.
聞いてもらいたい。
It's great. You know, so then I have a suggestion. I'd like to hear what you think.
さて、私が提案したいこととは、ズバリ、第一世界の光の戦士たち、つまり、アルバートらの真実を、町の人々に語って聞かせるべきでは、ということだ。
What I'd like to propose is that we should tell the people of the city the truth about the Warriors of Light first. You know, Albert and the
こ
others.
こ最近、私は博物陳列館に入り浸っていたのだが、そこでよく見かけたのが、この世界で何が起こったのかを知ろうと、書物に答えを求める人々の姿だった。
Been in the Hall of Natural History. I saw people looking for answers in books of what happened in this world.
無論歓迎すべき行動だろう。だが、多くの書は、光の戦士たちを大罪人と記しているし、真実を学べているとは思えないのだ。
Of course, that's a wonderful thing to do, but Many books describe the Warriors of Light as great sinners, villains, and so I do not believe that they are learning the truth.
そのような状況で光の戦士を名乗る者が現れた。このままでは語り継ぐべき真実が隠され、混乱が広がるのではないかと危惧していてね。
Okay. If under these circumstances someone claiming to be the Warrior of Light appears... Well, no, like, okay, in these circumstances, someone claiming to be a Warrior of Light has appeared. If things continue as they are, I believe that the truth may be lost, and confusion will spread.
確かに、ここにいる誰もが第一世界におけるアルバートたちの扱いに抵抗感を抱いていたことでしょ
う。And it's like, okay, certainly everyone here, it's like, you know, hold up, man, I'm way too tired to read an Oriental line and parse it cleanly. Give me a second. 確かに、なんか、における。以外における。扱いに。Okay, it's like everybody present here is, dissatisfied with the treatment that Albert and his allies are receiving in the first
とはいえ
world.
原初世界での件はもちろん100年前に何があったのかなんて人々は知る由もないわ。彼らが大罪人だと教えられれば信じるしかないでしょ
う。Yet people have no idea of no way of knowing what happened in the original world, let alone what happened 100 years ago. It's like they're completely ignorant of that. So if they're taught that these, that they were villains, then they have no choice but to believe that is true.
私はもちろんアルバートたちの真実を把握している。あなた方の残した記録をくまなく調べたときに彼らの思いや顛末を知ったのだ。
I of course am aware of the truth about Albert and his friends. Went through the records he left behind. Learned about his resolve, their intentions and circumstances.
だが、私がこの世界に渡ってきた時には、光の反乱の発生から数年後のことではあったが、彼らの評判はすでに地に落ちていた。
When I crossed over to this world, only a few years after the Flood of Light, their reputation was already at rock bottom.
もちろん、生前のアルバートらを知る者たちの多くが必死で彼らの汚名を注ごうとはしていたがね。
Well, it's more like their reputation had come crashing down. It wasn't quite rock bottom, but of course many of those who knew Albert and the others before they died were and tried to attempt to clear their names.
少しだけではあるが、わしも生前の彼らと交流があった。
Though brief, I did interact with them before they died as well.
我が知識が悪用された事件を調べてくれておってな。気のいい連中で、とても世界の破滅を望むような大罪人になるとは思えんかったよ。
気のいい練習。I can't believe such good people who were willing to investigate that incident where my research was being misused, would become villains who wanted to see the world destroyed.
しかし、時は残酷に過ぎていく。擁護者たちが擁されば、その証言も軽く扱われ、やがて、光の戦士は大罪人であるという常識だけが残った。
Okay. Time was not kind to them, as those who would defend them passed away. Those testimonies or those opinions were discarded, and finally all that remained in common knowledge was the Warrior of Light as villains. Warriors of Light as villains.
光の反乱という抗いようもない絶望を前にした人々は行き場のない怒りを何かに向けずにはいられなかったのだろう。
Faced with the like the utter despair of the flood of light that they were powerless to fight against, that rage of theirs had to be directed somewhere.
悲しい話ね。人は真実よりも信じたいものを信じる。絶望に苛まれていたとしたら、なおのことね。
A very sad story. People believe what they want to believe rather than the truth. And those in despair do so even more readily.
しかしながら、世界から光がそうわれた今、状況は変わりつつあるということか。
However, now that the light has been driven back from this world, things have begun to change.
先の戦いを終えて、テンペストから帰還した後、あなたからアルバートについての真実を聞いた。彼の魂が勝利の後押しをしてくれたのだとね。
After you returned from the Tempest, you heard the truth about Albert, that his soul gave you the power that you needed to win.
その事実は一部の住民、ライナたちに私から伝えてある。彼女たちは驚きつつも受け入れてくれたよ。
I told this to some of the citizens, including Dinah, and they were shocked but seemed to accept it.
だから、これを機に皆にも伝えようというアルフィノの提案は、民にとっても、光の戦士たちにとっても、悪くない結果になるはずだ。
Oh, I believe we should, I believe we should follow, Alfino's suggestion and... 伝えようと。って、私にとっても... Hold up, one sec. I mean, for this one, I would probably say something like, we should tell everybody about the truth for their own sake and for the sake of the Warriors of Light.
君はどうだい?
What do you think? もっと早く? Yeah? そうかよ. I mean, yeah, I'm just gonna say, like, 大賛成. I'm all 100%, I agree. Or, really wish we could have cleared up this misunderstanding a bit sooner? Like, could we have done this a bit sooner?
確かに、我々はずっと心にしこりを残したままだった。遅くはなったが、今こそ解消しようじゃないか。
Yeah, this has been gnawing at us for quite some time, but it's a bit late, but now's the time to clear things up.
そうと決まれば、人々をエクセドラ大広場に集めるとしよう。水晶港とベークラグデンには、引き続きマグの剣に当たってもらい、他の皆で手分けして、クリスタリウムの市民を誘うんだ。
Oh, okay. Let's go to the, Excedra Great Square. Crystal Lord and Backlog will continue to work on the tools. Everybody else divide up. Invite the citizens of the Chrysalium, the residents of the Chrysalium.
それぞれ、
Okay,
思い
we're
つく
doing a
限り
big
の
ass
者たちに
speech.
声をかけてくれ。では、行動を開始し
It
よう。
goes talk to everyone you can think of. Now then, begin the operation. Like, the fact that Alfino for something like this says, Kodo kaishi shio. It's great, man. They do a very good job of making Alfino still seem like somewhat childish. Like, I don't know if you could necessarily call this like a, you know, an operation or like, you know, a mission. Kind of going around talking to people. Hey, it's this guy.
自分の無力が憎い。一体どうすれば、皆さんの誤解を解けるのでしょ
う。I hate how powerless I am. How can I clear up these misunderstandings? What?
これは、失礼いたしました。実は、
my
その
apologies.
光の戦士たちこと、アルバートたちのことで、少々悩んでおりまして。
Sorry, I've been a bit, worried, lost, about what to do about, the Warriors of Light, you know, Albert and his friends.
先の戦いの真相を伺っていく中で、彼らが光の反乱を起こしただけではなかったこと、紛れもなく英雄と呼べる人たちであると知りました。
In inquiring about the truth of the recent conflict, I learned that they weren't simply the causes of the Flood of Light, but that they were truly heroes.
しかし、反乱後に記された本においては、彼らは大罪人と記されています。このままでは、事実を伝えることができません。
However, in all of the books written after the flood, they are described as villains, great sinners. As it stands, there's no way that people will be able to learn the truth.
元はといえば、光の戦士という言葉そのものも悪い意味ではなかったのです。そのあたりを知るためにはまず古典から紐解いていただきたく。
Okay, this is great. To begin with, the phrase Warrior of Light did not have any negative connotations. So, in, to learn more about this, I started, reading through older, texts, and here you go. Hold on.
あなたが皆さんを集めて光の戦士たちの真相を語ってくださると
He was about to start going off. Huh? Wait, all of you want to get everybody together and tell them the truth about the Warrior of Light?
ありがとうござい
Warriors
ます。
of Light?
僕もできるだけ多くの知り合いに声をかけて必ず伺いましょう。
Thank you. I'll be sure to get in touch with as many people as I can. Okay. I'm kind of at a loss for words that they're having me go to 5 different people here. That seems a bit excessive. When did we start going above 3?
オレオ、音沙汰のなかったグレノルトから手紙が届いたんだ。
Yeah, it's a callback. I know, it's a callback. You're talking to the same 5 people that you talked to the first time you went to the Chrysalium. I got a letter from, Grenold.
何でも海の底にいるんだとか。クリスタリウムから来た旅人のおかげで制作がはかどったって書いてあるが、これってあんただろう
Said that he's at the bottom of the ocean and that a traveler from the Chrysalium helped him to get his inspiration back. And get manufacture up, get back to work. I'm assuming that's you.
最高の職人であるグレノルトと闇の戦士たるあんた、まさに会うべくしてあったって感じだね。気が向いたら、また、様子を見に行ってやっておくれ。
The greatest craftsman who ever lived, Grenold, and the Warrior of Darkness. You know, it's like a fated meeting. If you're feeling up to it, why don't you go visit him again? Grenold has all of the armor. Yeah, but I don't have the... Oh wait, no, I did do all of the role quests, so I can actually go get, like, and get all of the sets. Probably, right? Some of those are cool, I think. Oh, you want to talk about the truth about the Warrior's Light? I heard that, Grenold was inspired by this, like, lost history, so... I want to hear it too. Yeah. Fun times. Hmm.
あらあら、今日はとっても元気そうね。どこかにお薬を必要としている人はいないものかしらと。
Oh my, you seem to be doing quite well. Is there someone who needs... Are you looking to acquire some medicine for someone,
あなた
perhaps?
が世界を変えてくれたおかげで、負傷兵が運ばれてくることも随分と少なくなったのよ。おかげで自慢の新薬を試す機会が。
Okay. This is fun. Thanks to the changes you've brought to the world's changed thanks to you, and so fewer soldiers are brought into us. But as a result, I have fewer opportunities to try out my new wonderful medicines. It doesn't have as many test
なん
subjects.
て冗談よ。うふふ。もちろん医
Just kidding, of
療
course.
官に多少の余裕は出ているけれど、それは喜ぶべきことだものね。
Having some free time or not being so busy all the time in the medical center is a wonderful thing. It's like having fewer patients is a
あ
good
ら、
thing.
光の戦士たちの真実ですって。水晶港から少しだけ彼らの話を
Truth
聞
about
い
the
た
Warriors
け
of
れ
Light,
ど、
I've heard
ぜ
a
ひ
bit about them from
詳し
Crystal
く聞
Lord,
かせ
but
てもら
I'd love to hear more. I think I am scared enough that I'm probably going to do this quest and then call it, just because, like, holy shit. But I get the feeling this is going to be quite long still. Like, very long. Hey, what's
あ
up, bro?
あ、よく来てくれたな。ユールモアが新体制になってから交易も活性化されて
Here,
市場はこの上な
not
く
the
活気づいている。
Yulmore is, under a new system, new form of government. Trade has been restored, and market's doing great.
聞くところによると、元首代行に就任した者は、ダイダロス社の後取り出そうじゃないか。道理で、経済の重要性を理解しているはずだ。
I've heard the new acting head of state is the heir to the Daedalus Corporation. Makes sense they would understand the importance of the economy.
これからは、このクリスタリウムというルモアで、積極的に物流を回していきたいところだ。と、すまない。何か用事だったか？
This is great. Yeah, so then, you know, I'd like to... proactively... like, increase the volume of trade between Chrysalium and Yulmort, and, oh, sorry, you were here for something. Like, did you need something from me? He just started rambling about this at you and then goes, oh wait, shit, yeah, sorry.
光の戦士たちについてか、お前の勝利にも関わったと、水晶校が話していたが、いい機会だ。この際きちんと聞いておくことにしよう。
Okay, Warrior Blight. Crystal Lord told me they were involved. Okay. Gonna hear you out. Everything you've ever heard is a lie.
よ、お前さんが世界から光を沿ってくれたおかげでよ。ここ最近、旅人の客が増えてきたんだ。
Driving back to life in the world, we've getting a lot more travelers these
光
days.
の反乱以前は、旅人が大勢いて、あちこちの酒場で冒険の話に花を咲かせていたと聞く。そんな世の中が到来すると思うと、俺はワクワクするぜ。
Heard that before the flood of light, there were travelers traveling to bars all over the place, sharing tales of their adventures. The thought of that coming back to the world is, you know, got me all excited.
光の戦士たちの真実だったら、お前さんが聞かせてくれたろ？それとも、もっと詳しく教えてくれるってのか？だったら、願ってもないことだね。
Truth about the, yeah, if it's about the truth of the Warrior's Light, you already told me, right? Or is it, like, even more? You know, in more detail? It's, best I could ask for. Looking
もっ
forward
ぱ
to it.
ら、サイエラが語り部として評判になっているが、俺からも彼らの物語を旅人に聞かせてやりたいんだ。きっと冒険を志す者には、もって恋の話だろうからな。
Okay. So I can learn so you can tell the adventurers coming through about it. Sounds good. Okay. I was mad skipping that. Oh no, it's Orekaramo. He said, yeah, no, I want to be able to share some stories as well. Nice. We don't have any sort of like amphitheater or a stage or anything. Maybe we're just gonna be on the top of the stairs. The acoustics here are
私は
garbage,
牧
man.
場や果樹園で声をかけてきたところよ。
園芸館と天呂桟橋の方々に声をかけてまいりました。これも
Okay.
世
If
界が
people want
滅
to
びか
know
ら
the truth. Everybody's looking towards the future.
クリスタリウム中を駆け回って声をかけてきたよ。君もたくさんの人に声をかけてく
Looks
れ
like
た
you
よ
talked
う
to a
だ
lot of
ね。
people too. Let's wait until everybody gets together. Oh, okay. No, we don't have any sort of stage. No stage.
これでみんな集まったみたいだね。それではそろそろ始めようか。
Looks like everybody's here. Now then, let's begin.
こういう時はいつも私が前に出てしまうが、ここは闇の戦士である君の口から語られるべきだ。
Yeah. Times like these, normally I'm the one to take the lead, but as the Warrior of Darkness, I believe that you should speak. You should tell them.
賛成よ。クリスタリウムの民には闇の戦士であるあなたの言葉こそ響くはず。
I agree, to the people of the Chrysalium, your words as the Warrior of Darkness should resonate with them.
異論はございません。光の戦士たちの真実は同じく光の戦士でもあるあなたによって語られるのが道理と言えましょう。
I agree. I have no objections. It's only reasonable that the truth about Warriors of Light should be told by a fellow Warrior of Light. Hey. Are you going to make me, like, pick a bunch of different dialogue options here? No, okay, we're just assuming that we pull it off. Okay? Flashback. They had a bird. Very good bird. There was a whole thing about, yup, they hunted a thing. That definitely occurred. There was that time they came over and tried to kill me. You know, they, Albert nearly sunk an axe straight into Minfilia's fucking forehead. I don't think I'm doing a good job of explaining this to them.
これが光の戦士たちの真実だというのか?
That's the truth about the Warriors of Light, huh? English, this is another instance of wicked white. What the fuck is that in general?
なんてことだ。光の反乱のきっかけを作ったことには変わりなくとも、その後の行いを思うと、俺は。
Even if they were the catalysts for the flood of light. Think about everything they did afterwards, I...
ああ。自ら命を絶って異世界に渡り、救済の方法を探したり、戻ってきたその魂が反乱を食い止めてくれたり。
Taking their own lives to cross over to another world, desperately searching for a way to save us. Their souls coming back to put a stop to the flood.
バカだったのは自分たちだったのかもしれない。何も知らず、ただ蔑むようなことを言って。
We were fools. We didn't know anything of what they did and simply despised them.
これで彼らに着せられた汚名も徐々に注がれていくことだろう。
Okay, this should help to, with this, their name should clear, little by little. Oh shit! Here comes Albert with this fucking steel chair! Oh no! Uh-oh. This ain't gonna go well. That's... Oh no, you can see him too? Everybody, yeah, you can all see him? Everybody can see him?
ああ、私にも見えているが、まさか、幽霊
Oh, yeah, I can see it too, but that's... Is that a ghost? Is that a ghost?
この私にもしかと見えております。確かにあの姿はかつて我らと対峙した闇の戦士、そしてこの世界の光の戦士であるアルバート。
I can see him clearly. That is yeah, that figure, that form is the warrior of darkness that we once faced. And he who was once the warrior of light of this world, Albert.
一体どういうことなの？
What's going on?
あなたはさっきはぐれ罪食いを倒した。
It's you. You one who defeated that stray sin eater. This is definitely not actually Albert.
まさか闇の戦士が俺たち光の戦士の真実を語ってくれていたとはな。話が早くて助かるが、ここからは俺が引き継ごう。
Okay. I didn't think that the warrior of darkness would tell the truth about the warrior of light. Thanks for explaining all that for me. I'll take it from here.
クリスタリウムの民よ、俺が光の戦士アルバートだ。
Yeah, this ain't him. First people of the Crysolium. I am the warrior of light, Albert.
そんなバカな。たった今あなたはずっと前に死んだって。
It's ridiculous. I mean, you died a long time ago.
ああ、その通りだ。だが闇の戦士たちにより、
They told
世
you
界が
they
真
told
の
us you
姿を
died.
取り戻したことで、俺だけは蘇ることができたんだ。
That's right. However, this 真の姿に Yeah, 真の姿に That's a very Asian-ass line. With the world restored to the way it ought to be by the warriors of darkness, only I, was brought back.
これも光の意志によるもの。俺は託されたのさ。新たな光の戦士を覚醒させる使命よ。
Of course they didn't translate that. They said, only by the will of the star itself could such a miracle come to pass. They said, as the world has been given new life, so too have I. Ha! Yeah, no. This is the same lines. These are things that Asians say. Also, it says, this is by the will of the light. I have been entrusted with a new mission to awaken new warriors of light. This very much reads like something an Asian would say about the warriors of
この
light.
世界の英雄ではない。かつて俺たちが渡った異世界の住人。したがって、いずれ元の世界に帰っていく。
The warriors of darkness are not the heroes of this world. They are residents of another world and will one day have to return. I mean, yeah.
だからこそ、この世界はお前たち自身の手で守ってゆかなければならない。
Therefore, this world must be protected by us, by our own hands.
もう英雄に頼っていた時代は終わるんだ。お前たち自身が新たな英雄に、光の戦士となるべく立ち上がる時だ。
The age of relying upon heroes is over. It is time for you all to rise up. And to stand and rise as new warriors of light. As new heroes, new warriors of light.
俺たちが光の戦士だって。
Us, warriors of light, us.
どんな英雄だって何も特別なわけじゃない。俺だって一回の冒険者に過ぎなかったんだ。
Why exactly aren't we just like running up to beat the shit out of presumably Elidibus here? There's nothing special about heroes. I was just once a simple adventurer. You know, he's not wrong, I get it.
いつの間にか光の戦士だなんて呼ばれ始めた。
And it is truly just, we just told him he was a good guy, but I mean, we could just kind of rock up and say, that's not fucking Albert, bro. We could just kind of say, that's clearly not Albert. I began helping people on my travels, and before I knew it, I started being called the Warrior of Light.
ここにいる誰もが光の戦士になる可能性を秘めているんだ。重要なのはこの世界と人のために立ち上がろうとする意志だ。
Everyone here, all of you, have the potential to be warriors of light. Hidden within you. All that matters is the will to stand and fight for this world and its people. That ain't him?
アルバートの魂が最後にどうなったのかは、テンペストでの戦いの後、あなたから伺いました。ですが、彼はこうして目の前にあり、正論を語っている。
We heard from you after what occurred in the Tempest, what happened to Albert's soul. However, he appears to be right here before us. And is making a sound argument.
ここで異論を唱えては市民たちを混乱させるだけ。一度星見の間で話し合うことにしましょう。
Confronting him here, disagreeing here, disparaging him here will only serve to confuse the citizens. We should return to the observatory room, whatever, and discuss this.
私は残って彼を監視しておこう。
I agree with
our
Ranger. Oh wait, no. I'll stay here and keep an eye on him, and if needed, follow him. Yeah. Yeah, that's just...
なるほど。あれが第一世界の光の戦士。
I see. That's the Warrior of Light of the first world. Verse. Okay.
私は初めて見るが、会ったことのあるあなた方なら、見間違うということもないだろう。
I've never seen him before, but considering that you know, for those of you who have met him, I can't imagine you would mistake him for someone else.
わしはかつて彼らと交流があったが、確かにあの男はどう見てもアルバートだ。まさか本当に蘇ったというのか。
I've interacted with him before, and that man is clearly Albert. You don't really think he's been resurrected, do you? あれはアルバートじゃない。蘇るなんてありえない。There's no way he could be resurrected, or just straight up, that is not Albert. That ain't him.
おっしゃる通りです。アルバートの魂はエメとセルクとの戦いの際、あなたに託されたのですから。
You're right. It's as you say. In the fight with them itself, Albert entrusted his soul to you. Therefore,
今もあなたの魂の強い輝きが見えているわ。彼が共にあるという証でしょう。
yeah. Oh, this is interesting. I can sense I can see your soul glowing strongly. It's proof that he is still with you. His soul is more complete.
アルバートは復活し得ない。しかし、事実としてここにいる。少し前に話題になった4使徒とも似てはいますが、彼は罪食いであるとも思えませんでした。
Albert cannot possibly have been resurrected, yet he undeniably is there, present. Yeah, although the talk of the four apostles has been spreading, I do not believe that he's become a sin eater.
なればこの状況、あるいはまた。
So then, for this to be the case, most likely, and possibly once more,
アシエンということ。
an Asian, you say.
確かにアシエンが肉体を利用しているという線はあり得る。
Yes, there is the possibility that an Asian is using his body.
光の戦士たちの遺体は彼らに救われた人々の手でユールモア領に埋葬されたと聞いたことがある。滞在人と呼ばれるようになる前の話だ。
I've heard that the bodies of the Warriors of Light were buried in vicinity of Yulemore. In Yulemoran territory. It's just in Yulemore, rather. By the people who they saved. Those who helped them, okay? Before they were known as sinners, villains.
アルバート以外の者たちの遺体は何者かによって再生され、罪食い、4使徒となり果てていた。つまり、残る彼の遺体だけがアシエンに利用されたということか。
Out of those, the bodies of all but Albert had been, by some means, someone resurrected and become the four apostles as sin eaters. Therefore, the only body left to be used by an Asian would be his.
アシエンの仕業だとしたら、残るオリジナルはあと一人。
if this is the work of an Asian, then there's only one original left.
Asian Eridibus.
Asian Eridibus. Once again, instead of translating original, they say paragon. Which I'm assuming is late. When do they start even using unsundered? Because they've used like 5 different words now for original, when before they just entirely ignored it. I don't get it. It's just original.
あなたがもたらした報告によれば、ゼノスは彼から己が肉体を取り戻したと。
According to your report, Xenos retrieved his body from him.
ということは、かの白き調停者はもはやガレマール帝国皇太子に扮しているわけではない。
That means the mediator in white is no longer wearing the guise of the Crown Prince of Garlemald.
エメトセルクも失った今、次なる一手としてアルバートとなって行動を開始した。
Now that Emmett Selk has been lost as well, his next move is to become Albert and begin some form of scheme.
遺体を利用するとはおぞましい。いつもそんなことをしておる連中なのか。
Using the bodies of the dead, that's abominable, repulsive. Do they always do things like that?
それがアシエンというもの。肉体を持たない彼らの実態は、その存在を認識されないと、人に見られることすら叶わないのです。
So, that's what Asians are. They do not have physical bodies. So this Nishiki, like, unless one is aware of their existence, like, they cannot be seen by human eyes.
Eridibus が砂の家に現れたとき、
その存在を
姿を捉えられたのは
認識されないと。
ミンフ
Oh
ィリ
no,
オ
unless they are like
我らが
made
英雄
aware,
のみ。
I think. Yeah, I'm too
私は
tired.
気配程度しか感じ取ることができませんでした。
When Elibis appeared in the House of Sand, only Minfilia and our hero were able to perceive him. All I was able to sense was a faint hint of his presence.
おそらく超える力の持ち主でもなければ、アシエンの不確かな存在を認識することは難しい。
So, unless one is transcendent, perceiving the something as undefined as an Asian is incredibly difficult. So, importantly, they say that it's difficult, not impossible. And also, Oriander is saying, like, I kind of felt something, but not clear. It seems to be more about perception.
他者の肉体をまとっているものと推測されます。
So, presumably this is why when they intend to interfere in human history, or intervene with the course of human history, they take on the forms of others. They use the bodies of others.
かつてエリディブスが私に接触してきた際もきっと誰かの肉体を用いていたのでしょう。アリゼ様やサンクレッドにも視認されておりましたので。
In the past, when Eldibus contacted me, he must have been using someone's body as well, as Alize and Thancred were also able to perceive him.
ラハブレアがサンクレットを利用し、エメトセルクがガレアン人の肉体でソルテイを演じた。それと同じことね。
La Habrea used Thancred, and Emmett Selk became Emperor Sol, or played the role of Emperor Sol using the body of a Garlean. It's the same thing.
しかし、どの肉体にでもというわけではないようです。なぜならば、
Yeah, I mean, neither of those really even felt like plot holes necessarily. It makes sense that the rule isn't just like, oh, you need to, only people who are transcendent can see them at all, but rather that it's I like what they're going with there, where they said the use of nishiki is interesting, and it's something I like a lot, where it's you know, like, this is a concept that comes up a lot in, like, in a lot of sci-fi shit, of perception creating, or, like, comprehension being required for perception. Like, you know, you can't perceive an extra-dimensional entity, but if somehow it was physically possible for your brain to be able to think in 4 dimensions, then you would be able to see in 4 dimensions, that sort of bit. And so they set it up as, like, yeah, Ascians are basically some sort of pure soul, pseudo 4th dimensional entity, and so unless you're aware of what they are, and aware that they're present, you're not going to be able to notice them. Because you won't even know what you're looking for. Your brain just physically is not capable of comprehending it. However, people with transcendence are able to do so very easily. You kind of bypass that step. But it's impressive that Uriadra is saying, like, hey, I kind of felt something, though. However, okay, this is important. It's not as though they can simply use any body that they please. If that were the case, then they would. The most effective choice for their strategy would be to possess our hero here.
それをしない、あるいはできないということは、憑依が光の家具によって阻まれるのか、何か別の理由があるのか、定かではありませんが。
Since they do not or cannot, perhaps the possession is prevented by the blessing of light, or some other method. If there's, some other reason I can't say for certain.
そんなことをされてしまったら大変だ。とても叶う相手じゃなくなってしまうだろう。
If that's something they could do, this is going to be incredibly difficult to deal with.
アルバートはかつて光の戦士だった。でも今やその魂もなく、遺体だけが残されていた。
Well, the bit with the blessing of light and transcendence in general is they describe the Blessing of Light as just kind of something like a fire and forget sort of thing, basically. Like, it's something that you just kind of get. It's not as though it's like a constant, perpetual link that needs to be upheld, based on what I've seen. It's more like you just get a section of power, and then you're kind of free to do whatever the fuck you want with it. And the Ascians and ARR kept saying like, oh, you know, Blessing of Light's a pain in the ass. It's keeping us out. Yeah, but I mean, like, if you were to liken it to a physical object, right? Like, if somebody gave you a gun, you don't need to call them up every time you're gonna shoot the gun. And so if the Ascians are like, damn, man, I don't want to get shot, it's not as though that necessarily implies a constant, you know, willful decision on Heidelin's part. She just gave you a fucking gun. Albert was once a warrior of light, and his soul is gone, but his body remains. I wonder if that's why they chose to use his body this time around.
ただ、人々に光の戦士を目指せだなんて、アシエンのセリフにしては冗談が効きすぎているわ。
But yeah, for an Ascian to go around and telling people that they should become warriors of light, like, that's just ridiculous. For something like that to be coming from an Ascian is just like a sick joke. I think.
光と闇の均衡を保つ調停者、白き衣に身を包み、オリジナルと呼ばれる最後の一人、アシエン・エリディブス。
Don't come to the Sea of Stars tomorrow. Here, warrior of light. Take this, Glock 17. I hath stamped out the serial number. It shall not be traced. And these, the hollow points of light. Who the mediator, who balances the, maintains the balance between light and dark. The man clad in white. The original Ascian Elidibus.
かつて私はエリディブスと言葉を交わしました。
I once spoke with him.
世界の分断と統合の真実を知り、私は彼の策を逆手に取ろうと目論んだ。
Learning of the truth of the fragmentation of the world and like integration, I plan to turn that against him.
あの時の独断は決して褒められたものではない愚行なれど、エリディブスのことを知れたのは幸いでした。
My decision at that time to operate alone was utterly foolish. However, fortunately, I did learn of Elidibus himself. learn
その
some of
印象
Elvis
を言
himself.
い表すとすれば、狡猾なる策士。彼は言葉巧みにアルバートらに命を捨てさせ、原初世界にまで導くことに成功し、己が策に利用したのです。
If I had to describe my impression of him, it would be a cunning, like a cunning tactician. Through clever, through like clever words, or it's not really exactly deceit. Well, no, yeah, it's like through clever words and deceit, he convinced Albert and the others to give up their own lives, to bring them to the original world where they were used for his plot.
こたびも人々を扇動しているのは何らかの策を弄しているからに他なりません。
If he is again attempting to incite the people, there is no other explanation other than like there is some form of trickery afoot.
さりとて、ここで表立って彼を否定しては、光の戦士たちの真実を知ったばかりの民を混乱させてしまう。
You can't just. I don't. This. Out of all of this, this is the thing that bothers me the most. Where they say, like, oh, konran sasete shimau. I mean, bro, you gotta rip off the band aid quicker. You can't just let him start popping off and making a cult. I feel like if you're just gotten out in front of him, just run up to him and be like, hey, Albert, good buddy, old pal, good friend of mine. Or just ran up and went, hey, who the fuck are you? That's not Albert. That's not Albert at all. Just immediately. You gotta cut him off before you can pull that shit. And to disavow him publicly would just serve to confuse the people who just learned about the truth of the Warriors of Light.
それに、アルバートに魂まで託されたあなたのことだ。彼らに再び権威がかかることは望むまい。
And as like Albert entrusted his soul to you, I'm assuming that you wouldn't. I wouldn't want to see him like distrusted, put under suspicion again.
だとすれば、今はまだ大掛かりに警戒を敷かず、静かに動向を追うことにしよ
う。Okay, let's not like raise a fuss. Really, just watch and see what he does.
あやつ、演説を終えたようだぞ。このまま黙って見過ごすのか。
Looks like he finished his speech. Are we really just going to let him go like that?
アルフィノ様が尾行を行うご様子。ひとまずはあの方にお任せすることにしましょう。
It appears that Sir Alfino is going to be following him for the time being. Let's leave this matter up to him. Because, I mean, I'm assuming I'm assuming what you guys are talking about with saying, like, oh, that kind of contradicts something that comes up later, potentially, is if they're saying that the reason why the Asians can't possess you guys is because of the Blessing of Light, well, then what happens when I, like, you know, take a sledgehammer and cave Heidelin's skull in, right? Because I'm assuming I'm going to get to do that. I am assuming I get to do that. I am fucking Heidelin's #1 hater. I'm here for breaking the crystal. The second there's a trial fight to kill Heidelin, I'm gonna be spamming that shit on repeat. But I mean, there was also the line in ARR from Eldibus was saying that, like, oh, people who are transcendent are no longer able to be possessed. He didn't say anything about the Blessing of Light then. He said, like, you know, I think I actually have it saved still. Hold up, let me see if I can find that, because that is like that is an actually interesting line. Let me see if I can find that. Maybe not. I might not just have it, like, saved immediately. You know, just immediately at hand. Oh. Dude. I need to cut back on the caffeine. But it's... on days like this, it's very hard to operate without it. Wait, actually, was it from Elidibus? I think no, it was in ARR from, what's-his-face? The, Sideburns guy. Said something about it. I think, actually. Fuck. I'm trying to find it. Okay, I'm way too tired to be actually doing that right now. I'll see if I can find it between streams or something. But for now, I need to go actually, like, get some sleep. I know that this is, a bit early for ending the stream, but man, I'm fading. I do really like that the Japanese writers, the explanations that they just gave in that cutscene for a lot of the ASEAN stuff are fairly just straight up reasonable. To the point where it didn't even register to me that they were even trying to fill in plot holes. I thought it was just recap. Like, none of that was really that much new information. The only new information was very interesting, like, oh, I actually could sense that guy a little bit. And I was like, ooh, that's interesting. But, actually, hold up. Hold up. There is one thing here. Yeah, the English for that one has Ariadra say that he didn't perceive him at all. Oh, wow. Yeah, okay. Verily, for they possess no corporeal forms of their own. In what may term their natural state, none save those gifted with the echo can perceive them. None save those gifted with the echo can perceive them. That's not what he said at all. Yeah, that's just a plot hole. They just made that shit up. And gifted with the echo. Yet it must needs be noted that the ASEANs cannot avail themselves of all mortal vessels, for were they able to do so, none would serve as a better pawn than our own redoubtable champion. Mayhap the blessing of light shieldeth Heidelin's chosen from ASEAN's influence, or mayhap other forces at work. We cannot say for certain. Man. So in just one, they keep saying they use gift? again, and they overplay the Heidelin thing. Again. I love it. I love it here. So, I mean, like, this is just, it's just a different game. I don't understand how, it's so difficult for me to even keep track of what the English-speaking player base is supposed to know at any given point. I have no idea what the story of the game is in English. It's so confusing. I cannot even begin to follow it. But yeah. That's gonna do it for me for right now. Next time... I don't... This is actually, like, this is a totally fine spot. This is a totally fine spot to pivot to a Gaius episode, I think, honestly. Like, this just kind of sets up, hey, Elidibus is here. I'm considering. I'm not quite sure. I'll have a decision. You'll be able to tell from the thumbnail. Yeah, I know that everybody recommends finishing. Okay, maybe I'll go 5.3 then, probably. But it would be cool. I wanna go do hood rat shit with guys. It's the best opportunity in the game to pivot and do all the side content. Oh, okay. Sure. In that case, sure. I'll do that then. So, thank you all for coming out. And I will see you all on Wednesday. Hopefully. Nah, definitely. Okay, so, peace out. I literally was going to say something else and I completely forgot it. I got like 2 hours of sleep. Peace.